Oh, you know you live.
Hey, what's up? Yo, what's poppin'? How y'all doing on this good Sunday? So, I got a few people coming to me talking about the state rep part of it. We've been talking about the mayor. We've been talking about city council. We've been talking about all these things, but we have not talked about state rep. So, with that being said, let's get involved. Let's talk about it, everybody. So, Mickey, let's
Yes.
start. Let's talk about it. So, running for state rep, to my knowledge, is Dewan Robinson, Michael Clack, Rich Jones, and who else, Nick? And
Cynthia Neely.
the current state rep,
How you gonna forget her?
Cynthia Neely. Hi, Anaya. How are you? So we have all of them that's running. Where y'all at with that? How y'all feel about that? So I can tell you, for me, um, I do think that we definitely need somebody else in there that's going to do some work for us, because as it relates to right now, from this point backwards, we have not heard or seen anything from our current state rep, which is Cynthia Neely, right?
That's not true.
I haven't anyway. Haven't really heard her say anything too much about anything at all. So you see a photo here and there or some things that she may be showing up to with Mayor Neely or whatever. But other than that, we have not heard anything. Mick, am I wrong? Have you heard anything from her?
No, I haven't. To be honest with you, I haven't heard anything. I'm going to be a little quiet. I don't want to get in trouble.
What? It's no trouble here. It's just It's
Well, you know what? I'm gonna read what Chris Caleb said. He said, I'm glad there are different choices. Thank God. But you know what? What I did hear though.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, this is what we breaking it down.
Okay.
I haven't heard nothing about her. I remember one day she did a live, like this was her first day, when she said she written a bill or whatever. So other than that, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen her on the forefront with the fights.
She wrote a bill for what, Mick?
I couldn't even tell you. That's how long ago it was.
Oh, okay. Does anybody know? Hi, Chris. You glad that there are different choices? So you mean different choices to say in relation to what? I didn't mention Rich Jones. I apologize. Rich Jones is also in that.
Now you know Rich gonna be mad. Yeah, Richard Jones.
I apologize. Rich Jones is also in that race. I apologize. So let me start over. So it's Dewan Robinson, Cynthia Neely, Michael Clack, and Richard Jones. Okay.
Yes,
so Chris said, he's glad that there are more than two choices. Thank God for that. Okay. Anaya says she would really love to support Rich Jones. He just needs to reel it in. Okay. Let's talk about that, Anaya, because I'm with you 1,000%. So, Rich's heart is very much in the right place, right? Rich very much has a love for the city and has been around doing some work around the city. He was definitely the first person that I heard talk about zero balancing everybody's water bill in Flint from the water crisis, which I think is a great thing, which I wholeheartedly think should be done. So, I don't know, and I don't know if you weren't watching me back then, but I know that I was saying everybody in Flint stop paying their water bills, right? I get the zero balance, but I was saying everybody stop paying. I said everybody stop paying their water bill. Put your money into escrow. So when this comes back up and they say, hey, you haven't paid your water bill, you say, hey, my water bill money is right there. Fix my water, you can get your money. I've been saying that from the beginning. So, but Rich, I am very much wholeheartedly believe that it should be zero balance. Why should we pay for something? Why should you all pay for something that can't be used, right? And it's very much still a water crisis going on. The water's still not clean. So we have to be clear about that. Um, so I think that um, Rich Jones, his passion, because it is a passion, I know it is a passion, sometimes is emotional. And sometimes you can't be, I mean, I get it, it's emotion in it. However, you can't be that type of emotional. So he and I have talked about that. I was talking about that openly. I said that to him a couple days ago. You know, it gets emotional, and sometimes it gets too emotional, and sometimes it turns into a smear thing. And what I don't want to see is the smear campaigns. That's what I don't. I would like for it to be just like I said for the mayoral race. I would like for all of the smear campaigns to go away. It's just solely based on facts, and we can see what they've done, where they're going, what their missions to be are to complete, right? And all of that smear gets taken out, and the constituents really can truly make their vote. Same with the mayoral race. I just think that that should be a thing, right? Um, so so I agree with you, and I get it wholeheartedly, you know. And I think that this race is richest to lose, and rich is only to lose. Nobody else is gonna do it for him but himself. So if he's cognizant of that and keeps that in mind, I think he'll be okay if he can reel it in. Um,
That's what's up.
Chris Caleb said there are different in that they are not from the establishment of the Republican and Democratic parties. Oh, okay, I get that. Thank
Now
you.
you know we now you know we got two Republicans. I forgot to get their name for you. That's running for state rep too. You know, these are all the ones we talking about is on the Democratic side.
Yeah. Chris Caleb said, yeah, make the candidates come with the plan and make them work for the citizens' votes. Absolutely. And that's where I feel like it should happen. I think that should be on all of the races, right? I think we, you know, local, state, and federal. I think that we should do that all the way around, right? Anaya said, I truly feel that Rich Jones' heart is in the right place, and I agree that he does get too emotional and he is too focused on another candidate in another race when he needs to focus on what he needs to do to perform to do on his platform. Absolutely right. And right now, I think that for all of them, it's their time to shine because August is right around the corner, right? And I think they should be hitting the ground running. Let me say this. I also think that if being that you're right here from this city, and if you're running right here in this city, and this is going to be the heart of where your votes are coming from, because these are the people that see you all the time, then you need to be doing work here, right? So if you are somewhere else in another city, and I get it, let's be clear, it is a state race, so I get it going to other places. However, when is there so much work to be done here, and you're not starting here, that's a problem for me. I'm gonna just be honest. Now I tell that to their faces. That's a problem for me. If you can't start at home first and you are going in other places, that's a problem for me. It may not be a problem for anybody else, but that's really a problem for me because, like I said before, I can't come to Anaya's house and clean up her kitchen and my kitchen nasty as hell. That's crazy, right? I should have mine clean too before I go and try to clean up somebody else's. I'm just saying, it's so many things that are happening right here in our own city that we need to handle, we need to take care of. It's no sense in going somewhere else and trying to start another thing. I think that sometimes they spread themselves too thin and try to be in too many places at one time. People needs to they need to understand what uh, issues are going on and then work them accordingly, right? But don't just solely just be out the way of your own city. That's where I'm at with that. Uh,
That's where you at with that.
that's where I'm at with that. I mean, we can. I mean, if somebody want to dive deeper, we can, but it's gonna piss some people off,
Well,
and I'm fine with
yeah,
that
I
too.
don't want. I don't. I don't. So what party does DeWine represent? I guess he's representing the Democratic Party. Ain't they all running on that side, the Democratic Party?
From my understanding, I didn't think that they were
Yeah, I think
running anywhere else. Maybe
she
they're
said
trying to
maybe
keep
that's.
their resume. You know what? I wholeheartedly believe that sometimes that that's exactly what they're doing. And if that's the case, and if that's where they're at, then that's not who we should be voting for. I'm not voting for
Wow.
anybody that's just on there to be a resume builder. If that's the case, take your ass to monster.com or Indeed and build your resume there. We don't need you here.
Wow. So what is it? So this is what I want to know. What are the qualifications for running for state rep?
Cut out the
What's the
quality.
qualification? What are the qualifications?
I don't know. I guess you gotta live in the city that I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't even really
Should you
look.
have? I'm saying, shouldn't you have some background in politics or something?
You would think so.
I'm not being funny.
No,
We got a beautician. We
yeah,
got a beautician. We got a beautician.
yeah.
You know,
And then we have, and then there's the name recognition thing. Some people think that's a thing. So I've been hearing that a lot with Michael Clack, that it's a name recognition thing. And this is not a dig to Michael Clack, but I just don't know anything about. If any of you watching this can put in the comments and tell me what Michael Clack does
man.
and where he's at with everything, by all means, it's not a dig at him. I just personally don't know. Have not seen it. I don't know. Um, Anaya says, so I 100% in agreement with you. I was very disappointed that Mr. Robinson was all the way in another city protesting about someone being murdered instead of being in Flint protesting about the young man um, who's I'm sure that was
Sausage.
this type, but I know he's a victim. He's the victim of the whole Walmart and Hurley incident. Wait a minute. And after being wrongfully arrested. I feel that Robinson's focus is not in the right place at all. So I definitely would not be supporting him. I feel it. I get it. Um, but so someone reached out to me today, and I had those same sentiments or whatever, and I said, "Well, give him a chance. It's still early." And you're right. It is. It's still kind of early. However, not really. It's early, but not really, because August is right around the corner. Because what is May 1st right now, right? And I feel like the work should have already been being put down. I think that all of those things should have been.
Oh, Michael Clark said he on here. He said he's not a candidate in this election.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I
Oh,
apologize, Michael.
yep,
I
we
thought
done
you were
put
a
you on the
candidate.
flyer.
I apologize because that was some misinformation that came to me. I apologize. Okay, so Michael Clark is not a candidate in this election. All right. Well, Michael Clark still. Hi, how are you? I don't
Yeah, how
really
you
know you.
doing?
My question was, I was like, hey, what does Michael Clark do? And that wasn't a dig at you. I just really honestly wanted to know because I don't know you. So maybe we could talk. We can meet you. Maybe you can come on the show and come talk to me. It's open. Come talk to me. I just don't know you personally, so I would like to. I couldn't find one with you with a suit on. I wanted to. I really looked for a picture with a suit on, Michael. I'm sorry. That's a nice picture, though. I really like the picture, though. By the way, so I wasn't. I like the picture. I really like the picture. Michael, I really like that picture. That's why I used it. I thought it was a dope picture. I'm just saying. So, yeah, come on, talk to me.
Okay, so now, not to cut you and Michael Clark off.
Go
So
for it.
now we got two activists. We
Yeah.
got two activists. We got the current state rep that was a hairdresser.
Okay.
Because I ain't gonna lie, see, y'all thought I was cracking jokes, but what I did here, she can do hair. Uh-huh. No, Chris, it wasn't no guess. We was trying to get in on this who was running for state rep and everything,
Yeah, it just
because
kept coming to me, Chris, and these questions and all of this stuff about state rep kept coming to me, and I was like, well, we're going to we'll talk about it, and I thought that you all will be the guests, so everybody that's in the comments are the guests. So
right.
I just wanted everybody tap in and give their opinion, right? So all y'all are the guests.
Yeah, because I
All
wouldn't.
y'all are my guests tonight.
Yes, they are. Because I wasn't trying to be funny, but because I was at the barbershop and they was asking like, "What has our state rep did?"
Yeah.
and I couldn't think of none. And it wasn't me who said that she do hair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. And you know what, Brenda Boy? Because I've been getting a lot of feedback from women that's been saying they was not able to get appointments, wasn't being held. Maybe we need her back here.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not saying because she got to get voted out, but they did say, you know. Oh, he said I recently. I'm just saying in the barbershop they was just saying that they
My
never seen.
However, I recently started a nonprofit that gives assistance to victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse. I'm a child safety advocate, a teacher. Oh, that is so amazing. That's awesome. So you definitely need to come on and talk about that because I wholeheartedly think that that is a wonderful thing that you are doing. That's wonderful. What is your nonprofit called? What is it and how can we support? Plus millage pay and per diem incentive. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So, what's your nonprofit called, and how can people support that and support you in that? Because that's wonderful. We need that.
You do need a teacher. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Because your mother was my teacher back in the day.
Becky Brown said you would have been a great candidate, Michael. So what happened? Why aren't you in the race, sir? I thought you were.
Probably didn't want to be a part of the madness. You know, I feel for my brother Dewan, even finna
Dearly
go through
beloved
this.
and cared for Inc. I like it. I like that. All right. Tell the people how they can support. Put that in there. I'll pin it. Put that in there. How they can support and what how they can reach you or reach out or look into it, the website, telephone number, or whatever. Put that in there so I can pin it up so they can see it. I'll pin it to the comment.
Can somebody put in the comments what does the state rep do? Because then maybe when I go back to the barber shop in 2 weeks to get a haircut, and I'll be able to tell them like, no, this is what they do. I can have some answers of what she did. But I did say she wrote a bill. She was showing it when
Mm-hmm.
she did a bill. She, you know, she had went on her live said this was her first bill that she did. I just haven't seen her myself personally. Yeah, his father was, if I'm not
He was
mistaken. Yeah,
he,
but his mother I know is a teacher.
Michael, you were your father was he was a state rep as well, right?
Yeah, he was a state rep.
Yeah, right. Floyd Clack,
Yeah,
right?
Floyd Clark. I know
Yeah,
his mother was Brenda Clark. She was a teacher.
absolutely. Yeah.
Man, I'm just trying to. I said, okay, I will post. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to bring you on, Clark. I mean, Mr. Michael Clark. We have to bring you on so we can talk about your program. But
Absolutely.
this state rep race, what you think it's gonna be? You think it's gonna be clean or it's gonna be filthy?
Listen, my honest opinion that is that this could be very much clean.
Okay.
I believe that it could be very very much clean, right? However, like I said, if in fact that it does get a little messy and too much emotion gets into it, it can very much be messy. Like I'm gonna keep it a band with y'all. That mayoral race, that's gonna be a whole mess. I mean, the state rep allocates federal funds for the district that they represent. What do you mean when you say you feel for your brother Dewan, Mickey?
Because I seen when he was running for the Ethics and Accountability Board, the games that was played in that with him. You know,
Expound on that.
just the pettiness that they had brought in on him, want to bring up his past or whatever. I thought that was foul. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Jaleel was talking about, and I feel like Neely, Maurice Davis was in on that. Like the politics that was in. You know, these people will cut your throat. They'll probably kill your mama to get them jobs. Okay, they get earmarked. Maybe she brought some money here. I don't know. That's why I was asking because I couldn't defend her when I was in the barber shop. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't defend her. That's why I'm asking because there's like they haven't seen her really say come out and speak on nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't see her at the church with us. Was that yesterday? We was at the church about the boy. He
Yes.
got whooped. I didn't see the state rep there with Julie. I didn't even see the mayor there
No.
for that. You know,
Or
council
there was one council member.
councilman Quincy Murphy did show up.
Uh,
He was there. I'll just leave it at that.
yeah, leave it there. Yeah, he was there, but
He was
yeah.
there. So
Uh-huh.
you
Uh-huh.
got to give him something for that.
Yeah, yeah, he was there. Becky Brown said our state rep passed the Federal Crown Act. What is the Federal Crown Act, Becky?
That must have been the bill she
Nobody
was
can
showing.
sue her because she's been MIA. That's what I'm saying, and I'm not being funny when I'm asking these questions. Hey, Terrence, how are you? You haven't missed too much yet. We just got started. I agree with you that nobody can really defend her because she has been MIA, and so when people are asking these questions and we don't have the answers, then that speaks for itself to me because like some of these things, like even you all, I'm like, and I wholeheartedly say it. I don't really listen. When I start getting into this, people were like, get in it, do this, do that, and I follow it out here and there. But it's basically I just be doing. I'm just solely on the facts. I really don't care about too much nothing else. If you haven't
Oh,
done it, I'm gonna say you didn't do anything.
well, Michael Clark says she hasn't done anything but pass the law to recognize March as Women's History Month that is already recognized.
Oh well, see, that's redundant, huh? And a
Well,
waste,
that's
and a
that's
waste of pen and paper, huh? That's crazy.
that's what you get. Like I remember Malcolm said this, they'd be having entertainers and people like this representing us. Now we put a hairstyle. I'm not saying you can't do hair and have a conscience, but
Brenda
that
Boyce,
would
yeah, they did Dewan wrong.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, look up her vote record in the house. I don't want to cry behind it. That's the only reason I ain't looking at it. Cause I still got to walk these streets. I don't need her. They saying because I'm just asking the questions that the people asked me to do.
Yeah.
They did ask me to say something about it. They did ask me to say
Yeah.
something like, she do here, and that's what I know. And well, she claims she brought the COVID testing site to that church Neely attends.
Anaya Henderson said Maurice Davis spoke out vehemently against Mr. Robinson for the Ethics and Accountability Board and then tried to backtrack later on when it was too late. You know what? Maurice Davis did a whole bunch of stuff and then tried to backtrack a whole lot of things and tried to get back. You know what I'm saying? So, it was a lot going on with him. I think it was at the point that he had done so much and said so much, he was grasping for straws at that point, right? Um,
And I think that's what it is.
yeah.
That's what I think what it is because they tried to say Black Lives Matter, like fires. I mean, it was so much hate that was spewed. That's why I'm saying like, and people fell for it. It shouldn't be on us telling us you mean you happy with the current state rep keeper.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Clark, you wanna come on right now? If you do, put your email in the chat,
Tell them send
and
it to you. You want to put it in there?
Mickey will send you a link. Brenda Boy says she's always was with her husband. She is absolutely,
Hold
and
on one second.
and the thing about it is that that's not a bad thing. I'm fine with that. However, be at the things that are important to us, right? Not just parties and stuff like that. We need to be at those or be at his stuff. Be at some things of your own as well. Becky Brown says you wore a mask up mask. Yeah, he messed up and got messed up. Yeah, you're right, Miss Brenda. Mickey, see that? Mickey, he probably said he's going to bring the night on so I can mess with him. Who was the night, Becky? Anaya Henderson said that's why he's on the sideline. He should have stuck to the singing and playing the guitar. Right. He should have kept being a blues man, right? What party does Black Lives Matter support? Okay, so Chris, with that being said, Black Lives Matter is not supposed to support any. They're not supposed to be on one side or the other. They're supposed to be just like me, Switzerland.
Did he send you the link?
He sent it. It's
Where
uh,
is it?
it's in the chat.
I
Mike
gotta go now.
Clack
Hold up, I'm finna
at
find it.
gmail.com. Mickey, you're not listening to me.
I said I'm finna. No, I was talking.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. I gotta put it back over.
yeah,
Okay, I see it.
you
So
got
what
it.
I go?
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, we
y'all gotta work with me. Y'all know. Um,
He said, okay, independent, yes. Brenda Boyd said, oh, ask Mr. Clack who was a knight. Oh, I can't wait. Wait till you get on here. I'm sure asking because you know I'm nosy. Brenda Boyd said, well, I think yes, she should be seen doing her own job. Yes, she should. And then Brenda Boyd said, no, he actually was very good. He just got involved with some weird people. Who we talking about was very good, Brenda, and got involved with some weird people. If Black Lives Matter, they full of shit.
come on now. We was down there.
Terrence also, yeah, I was definitely a part of it, and most definitely should be way more prevalent in the city. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. That should definitely be way more prevalent in the city.
I'm saying the overall Black Lives Matter full of shit, but I'm not gonna say the ones that's here because I was down there with Dewan. You know, I know things he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say they wouldn't, but it's just
Hood lives do matter, Terrence.
you know. I mean,
Um,
I think for me personally, I don't think it's the small ones around here because it's the ones who trying to do something. The small entities. I just think that they let the LGBTQ community hijack Black Lives Matter to push their agenda. Because what the whole thing was started about it was blacks was losing their lives. I don't know how it became a LBGTQ community type thing where you know what I'm saying? Where it just
Chris Caleb said, I remember DeWine protesting at the state capitol in Michigan about 2 years ago. Yep, 2 years ago. So, moving forward to 2022, what are we doing now?
yes, about he the president of
Is
Black
he
Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter Flint? Yes, he is. He is the president. He is. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
he the president. I ain't gonna let y'all just take snipes at him in the comments now. God damn it. The man been out here. I done seen him more. I done seen y'all state rep. Hell, I done seen Reach. I mean, I done seen Rich more. I done seen y'all state rep. Nah, all them little photo ops.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's some good things about him and some bad things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody, but I can't say, you know, I believe he'll probably try to get in there and do the right thing. I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I know when people get in a position, they say, yeah, Black Lives Matter is worth 10 points. I'm trying to tell you, they ain't giving no money to the people. Believe me. Shit.
Well,
All that goddamn.
that's the reason why that lady could take that. They could take all that damn money, and she stole all that money and got the whole organization looking like shit. Because I know that. Because listen, I've been talking to, we were in talks with the Black Lives Matter that's in California, ones in Benton Harbor, some in Florida. Those small ones, like the grassroots ones, they were doing a lot of good work. Peace, God. Jaleel, how are you? Um, Terrence said, elect Rick Jones. Becky Brown said, Mr. Robinson is all right for a state rep. I think that they have some work to do, Becky. I think that they all have some work to do, and I think they need to show up in some places here as it relates to us if they really would like for us to have our votes for real. I'm gonna just be honest.
I just
But
feel
but I do think that they I can tell you this. I think any of them are better than the state rep that we have right now. Now, hell, I'll tell you that right now. And when nobody in there and it was left up to her, I promise you on everything that's in my whole body that I would write in Daffy Duck before I would vote for her. He is probably better than the state
I,
rep. Yeah.
I was never caught up in the Black Lives Matter, to be real with you, Becky Brown. I just went down there because I met the good brother Dewan, and I felt like the people I met down there, you know, it was, you know what I'm saying. I feel like the ones here, you know what I'm saying. I done seen the good they done did,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that a lot of the grassroots Black Lives Matter are doing some really, really, really good works. in some other cities. If you really did a little bit of research and took a look at some of those other ones, some of those grassroots and Black Lives Matters in some of those cities are doing some great work. I mean it. I've seen it and talked to them, and been a little part of some of that. They are really doing some great works now. As far as like the bigger part of the organization, that is crazy as shit. Like I ain't even gonna lie, that shit's nuts. They are on some.
Hold on one
They're on
second.
some other shit right now. Um, Jaleel said, I think the field needs to be narrowed and the best candidate put up against the current state rep. Otherwise, I believe we will have a repeat. Becky Brown said, okay, some of them, but the four ladies is who I'm talking about. The four, oh yeah, you're right. I agree, Becky.
I'm bad. My phone.
I remember. What have Black Lives Matter ever did but talk? I never see no results. Well, I know that they have been in some places, when that and doing some things on the back end as far as like when that grandmother and her grandchild got killed on Pulaski. They went and did a lot of work in that community over there, a lot of work actually. They had um, Urban Peace Corps. They started in the Urban Peace Corps. Wait, is that what it's called, Mick? What the hell is it called?
Is there urban? I think it is Urban Peace
Urban
Corps.
Peace Corps. Shit. Okay, yeah. Urban Peace Corps, and they started that, and they went out into the community, and they helped, and they did a lot of things. Did a lot
They
of things.
brought the candidates.
Yep.
They brought
Um,
brought
did
the
a lot of
council candidates.
I never saw them in the hood, only downtown. Now, Terrence, now I can wholeheartedly tell you that they were definitely in the hood. They was not downtown.
Yeah,
They were downtown, but definitely big stepped in the hood. They were definitely in the hood. Maybe
yeah.
your hood, I'm not really sure what your hood is, but they were definitely in the hood. I
Oh
can
yeah.
wholeheartedly tell you that. That's I like. Listen, I ain't gonna lie for nobody. Because if it didn't happen, it just didn't. Damn it, it didn't happen. But they wholeheartedly were in the hood. I can definitely say that, and I can say that Dewan was making sure that he was prevalent
Nah,
in
he
the
was in the hood.
hood. So they definitely. You might not have seen them, but I'm telling you, they were there. Now that I'm not gonna lie for nobody. Now they
I
were there,
was there with him.
and maybe it's just you weren't there in the hood that they were at, but they were definitely there.
Yeah, I was in there
I
with him.
got, and as a matter of fact, I got some pictures to prove it. We was in the fifth. We was
Second,
in the fifth. We was in the second. We was in the third. What's Audrey Muhammad's ward?
second ward.
That's the second ward. We was in the
Yeah.
third ward. We was in the fifth. We was in the first. Right?
Even in the fourth ward, went to the east side.
Oh shit, we was in the fourth, and that was it made me itch being over there. But we was definitely there.
Nah, he was in.
Yeah.
Oh, we was all in the north side, brother Terrence. Like
Yeah.
he just wasn't there the days we was out there, but he was in the hood.
Might
You
not
see,
have
brother Jaleel say on Pulaski, Marengo, Baltimore area off Saginaw Street. He was all in the
absolutely.
hood.
Matter of fact, because Jaleel was there. Y'all know Jaleel ain't gonna lie for nobody. He was definitely there.
Nah, he was active.
Definitely. Now I'm not like I'm saying, I Saginaw and Elma, you posted every day. Well, I don't know why you didn't see us at
Caught
Caught
my
My
eye.
Eye, because they was definitely right there at Caught My Eye too. Helped them with the grant open, well not grant opening, but with the helping them doing a little block party type deal, barbecuing. They were giving out bags to the back to school little bags and stuff. So yeah, they were active. So maybe that was just the day you weren't there or whatever. But it was definitely I got pictures to prove that. At least
Yeah,
that
he
one.
was. Even Rich Jones. Even Rich Jones was all through the third ward.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I didn't see the state rep. It ain't no knock in there. We just talking on facts now. Now I do
Yeah.
try to put humor in it because they said she did hair, but like I told them, I said Trump didn't have no. He was the TV star, the ex president. So
Mhm.
right now with the game it showed y'all, you don't really have to have no background. How I'm looking at it, like they said, they can put a lipstick. You can put a lipstick on a pig and get it elected these days.
Yeah. Becky Brown says, um, Becky Brown says, I try not to bash Black organizations because there are a lot of obstacles they go through. Absolutely right. And with that being said, I'm glad you said that there are a lot of obstacles that they have to go through. And, I try not to bash them either. However, with that being said, they know that when they get into it. And so that I think that sometimes that we have to be more diligent in the things that we do, knowing that it is it is one of those things where people will end up bashing it just because it is Black, right? So, sometimes you got to do their due diligence. Terrence said, only problem with that is white people founded Black Lives Matter.
Shit, white people founded the NAACP.
Absolutely.
Shit, what ain't they founded? They done founded some of your Black colleges.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
I
that,
might be.
but that part, that's neither here nor there for me. Who
Mm-hmm.
founded it? It's about the work being done. So I really don't care who
He
founded
said, "Who y'all think
it.
founded?" You talk about what's his name? My man with that money. I can't think of his name, but he a white guy. I mean, I know who did it, Terrence. I'm just saying. But I mean, a lot of these organizations, even when you using YouTube, we ain't inventing YouTube, Facebook.
None of that, but we use it.
We do what we do with the tools that they give us and try to make something happen.
But see, hold on, let me go back to it. There we go. Jaleel said, I recommend that a young and vibrant candidate be allowed to push Flint forward with the elders, giving wisdom and support to help the young candidate be successful. That sounds cool. Anaya Henderson said, oh, Jaleel said, Negroes always asking Caucasians permission. That's what NAACP stands for. Got it. Duly noted. We should put that on a shirt, Jaleel. Uh, Anaya Henderson said, Black Lives Matter, and Mr. Robinson stepped up to support the young lady who was basically ran off the world by the white guy and had a face-to-face conversation with him to let him know that his behavior was totally unacceptable. Absolutely. They also went down to Clio High School when there was some racism and some bullying going on there. They showed up there to do some mediation. So they've been active doing some things. So I can't I totally can't knock that. Like I said,
No.
I think that they should be more prevalent in the city. However, they have been there. Let me just say that.
And I want to put this on it. I feel like the city of Flint, when y'all see somebody doing something, won't y'all go support them?
I think that is. I think that when we say things like Black Lives Matter ain't shit, they don't do shit. I think that sometimes people, and I'm not saying this specifically to you, Terrence, but kind of to you, is that sometimes we expect them to be in way more places than they are able to be. Black Lives Matter Flint is very small. There's only a very small core group of everybody, right? With
Mm-hmm.
that being said, I was a part of that. So now I'm gonna put that out there, and I'm not ashamed to say that I was a part of that. But it was a very small group, and people are expecting to see a bunch of people in a bunch of places all at the same time, and that's not feasible. However, when you are pointing your finger and you saying they ain't shit and they need to be doing this and they need to be doing that, so do you. So I just feel like if you're gonna have all of that to say, then you should be a part of it too. I feel like I can say what the fuck I want to say about Black Lives Matter because I was there and I was in that and I was doing that, and I can say you're not doing enough because I was there. And if I'm bringing it to the table saying we need to do this and we need to do that, we're not doing it, then I feel like I have a right to say that. But I don't feel like anybody that's not supporting, whether it be coming out to some of those things, even monetarily, because that is the nonprofit too. You know what I'm saying? Or doing some of those things. You can say that all the time. You can say fuck this. You can say fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck. You can say fuck me. I really don't care. However, when you're not around and you're not doing it, oh yeah.
No, I got his name, George Soros. You right, Chris. Thanks for that. But no, I'm just saying, look at Jaleel thing. Like, I'm mad at the other 8 council people who didn't show up to Jaleel, the him and the pastor. What was the pastor name again? What we was at yesterday at Rising Star when the Rising Star Church.
Devontae Powell, very nice young man.
Yeah, they did not show up. I'm talking about only one council person. That's why I say Quincy. I'm gonna give him his kudos. But it should have been other council people there. The state rep should have been there.
Or
And
let me say this. Since you said that, I want to give a shout out to Pastor Devontae Powell. If anybody is friends with him on Facebook or whatever, can y'all tag him to that? I want to give a huge shout out to Pastor Devontae Powell. Very, 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 very nice young man that I had a pleasure of meeting yesterday. And he is the pastor of Rising Star Baptist Church on Flint Park. I don't know the exact address, but I'll get it. But it's right there on Flint Park Boulevard. And he has his church open every Saturday for mental health. Anything dealing with mental health, he has his church open on Saturdays for mental health for everybody. It's open and it's free every Saturday. Rising Star Baptist Church, Pastor Devontae Powell. Big, huge shout out to you, sir. Big shout. 502 West Flint Park Boulevard, Rising Star Baptist Church. Pastor Devontae Powell. If you have anything that you need mental health wise, y'all know I'm a huge advocate of that. You know, I say it every night when I'm closing out. If you have any issues that you need, or you know somebody that has any issues and they need some help, this is free of charge at Rising Star Baptist Church at 502 West Flint Park Boulevard. Please take advantage of that. His doors are open every Saturday for your needs, for the community's needs. Please go out there and see him. If you know anybody or you yourself need it, you do that. Okay.
And Tanya, you might have been busy, so I'm not gonna hold up. I don't know. Let me take that back. I'm gonna find out. But I feel like Tanya, the councilwoman, popped in, and I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" I was mad, but I'm just saying we gotta support more, because that's our people that got our people that got did like that. It should not been with Jaleel. You saying a Muslim.
Well, Terrence said, I'm part of the solution, not part of the problem. Saginaw Alma, we put in work since 2015. The hood got to say the hood. Well, I'm here to say that the hood is bigger than Saginaw Alma, just so you know. And I understand that you were right there in Saginaw Alma, and I'm proud of you for doing that. You know, big shouts out to you. I always say that. I'm not hating on you, but I'm saying it's bigger than that. And they can't be everywhere. And just because they want right there at Saginaw and Alma don't mean they ain't no other places. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be devil's advocate or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is that it's bigger than that. Just like when I tell them suckers, that Flint is bigger than downtown. We can't just be in just one place. It's bigger than that. Flat out. Damn, y'all. Hey, listen, I'm going to call a spade now. I ain't finna go back and forth with it. But what I'm saying is it's bigger than that. Understand that. It's bigger than Saginaw and Alma. What about the Fifth? What about Dayton? What about Jackson? What about Taylor? What about Mary Street? What about the state streets over there on the east side? I'm just saying.
What about Wesley Street? Even though the Valley, even though I know Quincy is over there getting that hood over there together. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but I'm saying, I still feel like people should have been out there to support Jaleel and Pastor Reverend Powell.
Yes.
Devontae Powell. I feel like it should have been more out there. All the black media should have been there.
Yeah. Jasmine Woodrina said, black people have to do better at supporting our organizations. If we don't like what's happening, we can change it. And it's me, I'm black people.
No, we do, because
for admitting that, Jasmine, but that's big of you to even say that, right? Because sometimes we don't want to say that. We just want to point the fingers, right? Instead of saying we don't do what we're supposed to do. Listen, so here's the thing. I asked something of you all. I asked you all to show up with me down at City Council, right? Yeah. Jaleel came out and supported me in that. He showed up. Jaleel sent something to me and asked me to support him yesterday at Rising Star. I showed up. I spoke. I was being in attendance. I was being active in it. See, that's what we got to do. We can't just show up. We got to be activated in it too. Because just sitting there in the seat, it does mean something, but doing something means something too. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we got to be a little more, we got to get activated, people. Flat out. We just really seriously got to get activated. That's the bottom line. And we can't ask of these people what we won't do ourselves. See, that's the thing. Let's get into that. I think we ask more of these people than we willing to do ourselves, because we want them to do all the work and we want to reap the benefits. That's not right. We got to do our work too. We can't ask them to do that shit and we not doing nothing too. I'm not asking the state rep to do something that I'm not gonna do. If I ask the state rep to do something, then damn it, I'm gonna do it too. And if the state rep came to me and said, "Hey, I need you to do this," if it's within my power and it's in a time frame that I can do it, I'm going to do that, right? I'm not. They can't. I'm not gonna do nothing that I'm not gonna ask somebody else to do. I'm trying to be active too, and I say all of this. And y'all, listen. Here's the thing. I say all of this, and I'm on here and I rave about this, and that, and this and that. But there's a bunch of people that can't say they don't see me in them places. You can't say that. I'm not everywhere, but I'm there, right?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I show up. Now let me tell you this. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna tell y'all 1,000%. Oh, I'm gonna be late. I'm late all the time.
But you're there. But you're there.
I'm there. I'm gonna be.
That's what counts.
But that's not no. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm yet working. Y'all pray for me. I'm yet working on that, right? Well, some of y'all pray for me. Some of y'all don't pray for me because y'all ain't gonna pray the right prayer. But I am working on that. I'm definitely working on that. I show up late. Damn it. Let me tell you, the only thing I'm ever on time for is work. I'm telling you. But I will show up if you ask me, and I can. I will show up, right?
You just work a lot on black people time. That's why when I ask you to do something, I'll schedule an hour ahead. I already know I'll be like, this shit here is not gonna go right. Lord help me.
Chris Caleb said, and I don't even live in Flint. I do not live in Flint, but I really, really, truly am activated in Flint. Jaleel said the people that God intended to be there was there. Sister Satara makes her word bond. Thank you, Jaleel. I really try to do that. Becky Brown said, I have been involved with my neighborhood association since 2012. I have had a healthy relation with my last council rep and working on one with my current. All I see is elderly working hard in my group. I understand that. You know what? I get that. And you know what's so crazy about that, Becky? Let's talk about that for me. Let's dive into that. It's so crazy because, back in the day, block clubs and neighborhood associations, that was what it was, right? Because I remember my grandparents so my grandmother, Christine Cuba, God rest her soul, lived at 752 East Baltimore my whole life, right? Until the day she died. And so she used to be in one, right? And so we knew everybody on the block, everybody in the whole neighborhood, but that's what they used to do. Not even only that, bold on the league. She was very much prevalent, and she was a member of Antioch Baptist Church. So all of that, right? And so that's what they did. They got together and they did that all the time. And so then my other grandmother, where I lived at, so I lived out and I grew up in Beecher, right? And so my grandparents, they had a block club. I remember when that block club got together and they all decided that they was gonna get these lights in the yard, and they got these, you know what I'm talking about? So these lights globe on it in the yard. You can get your on it and your address on it. The whole block got that, right? That was part of the neighborhood association. They did that, and they used to get together and they used to play cards, and they used to have rent parties, right? Because I remember them having beer whisk parties over there and just all kinds of stuff. And that's the type of stuff they did, right? But then we got away from that. And so now, Becky, as you say, when you do that, it's all in the elderly doing that because that was the thing that they've always done, right? And we need to get back to that. And we need to get the young people involved in that and do that as well. We got to do that. Shit, teach their ass how to play beer whiskey. And if it ain't that, play tunk or whatever. But we got to get together and we got to do that. It has to start from somewhere. So I appreciate you and I applaud you for doing that, Becky. Very much so. I don't know what neighborhood it is that you in or what block club that is in and the neighborhood association that you in, but if it's something I can do and you want me to come to a meeting, tell me about it. If I'll make it, I might be a few minutes late, but I'll show up.
and we usually show up. You see the crew. You'll see me. You see Shatara. You'll see Brother Roberts.
Yeah.
You're going to see Rich Jones.
Yeah. You'll see because anytime I ask it, I'm gonna be clear. Y'all might think that me and Jaleel got a love-hate relationship, but we don't. We have an absolute love relationship. I love Jaleel like he was my brother. And if I ask Jaleel anything, Jaleel will do it for me. And the same goes with him. If he asks me anything, and if I can do it for him, he knows I will. So you will see us there. We'll be there, right?
Tanya said, well, all should have been there. I did have a previous commitment. When is the next meeting or event for Fleming?
Okay. Jaleel, can you answer that for Miss Tanya Burns, please?
Yeah, because matter of fact, because Tanya, you did get mentioned at the spot, though. you did, and it was in a good thing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad. Because Jaleel did tell Councilman Murphy, because he didn't know that, he didn't probably wanted to know that you was on the show and that you had spoke Jaleel and asked the question on here, what you had told them they need to do to come down there.
Absolutely.
So you are involved. So the people, you were there in spirit because they knew the works that you are trying to help them to get the Fleming thing situated. Ain't that his last name, Fleming?
Yes, John Fleming. Yes,
John Fleming. Yeah, and then we need to support more of what the nation doing here. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. I wholeheartedly
Even with Dewan doing, even with Pastor. Even though I'm not a Christian,
yeah.
and usually when I step in churches, it'd be for funerals, weddings.
Jaleel said to attract the youth to get involved, the elderly and the mature older have to approach the youth with love and genuine concern, and some of them will participate. They feel the older people judge them and talk at them and not to them. You're absolutely right. I think that's the reason why I get along with the youth so much, because I talk to them just like this. This how I talk to everybody, right? It's just me, and this is how I talk to everybody. I meet people exactly where they are, and that's what we have to do. We have to meet them where they are. Chris Caleb said there are too many gangs in Flint and other cities across. Gangs? These niggas ain't in no gangs. They solo. They ain't in no gangs. They solo. They doing this shit by them damn selves.
If you want to read Anaya question, because I handle that. Give me all the religious ones.
Okay, let me read Anaya's question. Anaya said, if someone prays the wrong prayer against you, it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to hurt themselves, because the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous person availeth much. And those who have a wicked heart that pray against you are praying in vain. Well,
let me answer that question first. And that's Anaya, right? Don't let me say it wrong. Am I saying it right? Half of them suckers is praying to the wrong God anyway. I'm like with Moses. When Moses went to Pharaoh and Pharaoh said they God and Moses said his God, that's how I feel. They don't even know who they praying to. They praying to a God that was gave to them. So let them pray to their God. Because they're not praying to the true living God when they coming with hate to tell somebody they pray against your downfall. What God gonna tell you that the people doing the work? I mean, they ain't praying them to Satan.
Yeah.
A lot of these are Satan worshipers.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them. They ain't nothing but Satan worshipers.
Jaleel said Thursday afternoon there will be a meeting with the Fleming family and their attorney. Tanya Burns said, whatever I need to do, and we need to share the dates.
And we're talking about it on here. And if you need to come on, Jaleel, or how you and Pastor Paul, y'all need to spread it, we'll use our platform. That's what I'm saying. Like when y'all, not to cut you off, Ty, this is my little 2-minute rant.
No, go for it.
When they be complaining about Channel 12 and the different news, they don't tell our stories. This is our way to get it out.
Well, and you know what? Thank you for saying that, because with that being said, I think that is one of the reasons why we should support platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that are doing the gossip campaign and the things like that, because there are some podcasts like this that just do a bunch of gossiping, right? Because I really don't want to do that. That's not my mission. That's not my goal, right? So I want to make sure that it's factual, but I also want people to be able to speak on those things and have their opinions or whatever. But this is why we need platforms like this, so we can tell our story, and we can let them tell our story, and we can let them tell our story and spin it how they want to spin it. We can tell it exactly how the fuck it is. That's what we need to do. Jaleel said there's another show, Mickey Jordan, and a lot of revealing that may hurt people's feelings.
No, Jaleel, we gonna get to that. That's to that question I was saying about when I said about them praying to the wrong one. No, we gonna actually have to do that one day, Jaleel. We're gonna have to sit down, and I don't have to be it. Because listen, man, I want our people to get the truth, because that's why we got some of these, as they say, they black on the outside and white on the inside of Oreo, because it ain't that they body, it's their mind state. How our black people got in there.
And
I don't want to say Cynthia Neely. She, you know what? And I believe she a truly good person. And I'm gonna tell you, they did say she a good person, but I know politics, and I know, like the brother Jaleel said, how they like Kwame Kilpatrick up. But this my thing: walk away from that title and come back and help your people. If you couldn't be at that church, and it ain't no knock, Yeah, it is. If you couldn't be at that church speaking out on what's going on, to give your opinion and let that family know how you feel, even with the mayor, to let that family know how you feel. You seeing a Christian reverend and a Muslim minister getting together.
And also a more.
More, yeah, Janelle
Right. Yeah.
Albin, yeah, he was there. When you seeing the more, you seeing these three different religious groups getting together, but guess what they were? All black people that's getting together. You showing the people, but yet we'll tell you you need to come out here and vote. I want you to vote for me.
Well, just to piggyback on that, what you said, Mick, is I feel like this is that yes, you are a state rep, and yes, Michigan is the whole state. However, but when you live in a particular city and you live there, and we see you in frequent places like Sam's and Walmart or Macy's or wherever we see you at, down at Burston or whatever, and you live in the city and you walk around freely in this. These are the things that you should be active with these things that are hurting us, the plight of the community that you walk around freely in. We should be able to pull your coattail right there and be like, hey, yo, what up? Why I didn't see you down at Rising Star? Oh, hey, what's going on? Why I didn't see you down there at such and such? Hey, what's up? Why weren't you at such and such when they had this going on? That's how we need to do. That's what we need to do. And let me say this. Cynthia Neely is a very, very, very nice lady. She really is. Really, really nice lady. However, this might not just be her lane. For real. It just might not be. And those are some of the things that we need to do. Hey, but like you said, Mickey, if it's not, step out and let somebody else step in, right? And I understand that sometimes it's these things sometimes you can get kind of forced and pushed into these positions. Motherfuck that. Don't let nobody push you into some shit that's gonna make you unhappy.
Right. I'm not going for it. I'm telling you right now. I ain't going for it.
Not at all.
Don't vote me. Don't vote me in there.
Did you send Michael Clark that?
Yeah, I sent it to him. I don't know. You know, maybe because it's the mailing, and we had to go because everybody we sent it to.
Tanya Barnes said, have both of them come on. That would be great. For they want this to go away. What happened to Fleming? Have both of who come on? If you're talking about the Neely's child, you do it for me, because honey, they that one won't talk to me.
What if Neely running that?
That one won't talk to me. The mayor, oh, that sucker won't talk to me.
I think he don't like what you and brother Darius did. He didn't like that move. I think he's still mad about that little move. Tanya, they ran down on him like they was gangbangers and put that camera in his face. That Neely, they ain't like it. Okay, Chris Caleb say Mayor Neely's running that state rep position.
You're right.
I believe it. She talking about, no, Ty, we going for that to get Reverend Paul and Jaleel X. Maybe we might have to set it up one day to go to his church and do that. Shatara, you do the interview.
We can do that. We're definitely okay, Tanya. I'm gonna work on that. We're gonna try to get that done. Like
you got Jaleel number.
Yeah.
I always talk to him through Messenger.
I actually have Pastor Powell's as well. He gave it to me yesterday.
Okay. All you gotta do is set that up.
I have both of their numbers, so I will get with them and do that. But then he sucks at that job too, Michael Clark. He does. He does. Jaleel said the art of helping to improve the quality of life in our community is to 1, care, 2, work, 3, be focused, and 4, enduring. So you're right.
And that's what we doing. That's why we doing this show. Like I say, Shatara the hardest working woman in the podcast business right now to see. Like she do the Flint After Dark with brother Terrence. What's the other guy name on there?
LPZ.
Brother LPZ on there. Then me and her do things together. Then she do one with Brother Roberts. Like I said, Brother Roberts is Sunni Muslim.
Yep. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I do stuff with Rich Jones. Yeah. I'm doing the radio with Art Woodson.
Like I say,
y'all, I'm busy. And on top of that, I get up and go to work at 3:30 every morning.
And has a family.
I do.
That she got kids that she still have to put time in with, and she take her time off. Yeah, take her time out to try to give a platform. And I ain't gonna lie, she be at all of them, at all events. She do make time to get there to do some support, and that's what I'm saying. Like, why some of y'all do be on the, y'all need to come out and support these families. Because if you do support them, then people will see that you care.
Yeah.
And I see what Jaleel said. We do got to start showing that we care. And that's why I'm saying get behind these causes right now. That's a cause to get behind the Flemings.
Tanya said she got a call about sharing the incident, and she said it pisses me off because I was asked to remove it and I wouldn't. You're absolutely right, Tanya. You know what? I think that people get so mad about sharing those things, but hey, people want to be informed. People want to know. It really, people really want to know what's going on. So I, like I said, I gave a shout out to you the other day, and I said that you be up in the middle of the night, getting up out your bed doing that. So I listen. I don't have no knock on it. Sometimes I go to your page just to find out some shit because I don't see it nowhere else. That's
Right.
honest to God truth. You and Brenda Boyd, I go straight to y'all's pages. If I hear something a little shady, and I'm like, did that happen? I go straight to y'all's two pages because y'all gonna put it up.
No, they sure do.
Yeah, and Brenda Boy,
What it do, Shotty Shy?
Brenda Boy gonna message me. She gonna tell me what it is.
Oh, no doubt. I love when she hit me with that. Oh, Becky would come in and put something out. Like I said, I'll check Becky and Brenda Boyd.
They are great.
And I do go on Jaleel page to get my daily healing from the minister.
I do, and
Even
you know
though,
what? He tags me in those, so I appreciate that, and I watch them too. And you know what? I may not always comment on them, but I always watch them because he might ask me something, he say something, and we have a conversation about it, and I let him know that I have watched it or I seen it or whatever. So, but I always support my father was a Muslim, so he was in the nation. So yeah, so I always support the nation. Jaleel said Satara is helping to keep everyday residents informed, where many would have not heard any of what is going on in Flint. Force time, distance, equal work. Thank you, Jaleel. I
better
appreciate it.
believe it.
Hey, Shardy. Shardy said, hey, Satara, Mickey, and Flint community.
What it
Bolo
do, Shotty Shy?
Superwoman. Thank you, Bo.
No, we need that though because I hear it. I see I see the news how they be persuading our what's the names. They perspective on what's going on. I'm not saying we get no 1,000 views. I can't wait till we get them.
Absolutely.
I can't wait till we get that 1,000. As a matter of
Absolutely.
fact, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I can't wait till we get up there and get over to subscribe. I mean, because I want to bring other shows to y'all, not just what me and Shatara do. We got plans on producing other shows to bring to y'all. We really trying to bring a network of different where we can get our people on here to tell their points of what's going on in Flint and get some of the rest of the news what's going on in the state of Michigan.
Absolutely. And it takes that. And you know what? And I want to say this because I know a lot of people are saying, a lot of people say, you get whitewashed, you get bought out, you get doing that. Let me tell you something. That's not my listen. That's as much as people say, and people be like, that won't happen to me, that won't happen to me. I guarantee you that is not going. First of all, Mickey and I do this out of our own pockets. Mickey and I do not have a nonprofit organization. We don't have any of that. So Mickey and I solely do this out of our own profit, our own money. We are not, going out and get. Michael Clack said, "Did you send the invite?"
Yeah, I've been sent it to him.
He said, "Yeah, he sent it." Mick, check again. Make sure you did the right one. Hold on, let me see what it says.
I did it right out to Wilson. I sent
He said he sent it, Michael.
Yeah, yep, I sent it to Mike Clark. Yeah, because if it didn't would have went in, I'd have got it back on my email.
But listen, so we do this out of our own pocket, right? We are not out here begging and asking anybody for money. We don't even go to he said, can you resend it?
I just sent it again.
Just sent it again, Michael. He said, so we're not out here, going up and telling people and do this and do that and we need this and we need that. Listen, Mickey buying camera equipment, we buying ring lights, we doing all of that solely out of our own pockets, right? My one laptop went down. I had to go buy a whole nother MacBook. Like, oh Lord, like
Right. I had to do that too. My Apple went out. I
Our
had to
own-
go.
It's a whole new MacBook Pro. You know what I'm
This,
saying? Like this is solely out of our own pocket, but it's for the love of the people. It's because we have a love for our people, and we have a love for the city of Flint, right? And that's what we're doing, and that's what we're here for. And we want to make sure that it's unbiased, right? And that is we're coming to you with the facts, and we are making sure that everybody else that's on here are able to have a voice too. Because here's the thing: we can't call into ABC 12, right? We can't chat it up to them, right? We can't do that. Mick put they want to know where to donate. So pin the Cash App or the PayPal.
oh, they're gonna knock Mr. Clack right there. Hold on.
All
You
right.
know what? I, I
So
gotta I
I,
gotta set it up.
I here.
There you go. How you doing, Mr. Clack?
Hi,
What's going on? What's going on?
Michael. Nice to meet you.
I can't.
You can't hear us?
I can't hear Satara.
You can't hear me? What?
No.
Mickey.
I don't know what happened on that, sister. You won't hear. I can hear you, but he can't hear you. I would say you want to go out and come back in, Mr. Clack.
Yeah. Let me do that.
Yeah.
So y'all, I just pinned my Cash App. If y'all feeling a little like y'all want to donate to us, you can do that. Mickey and I will. Mickey, he said he had not made one, but I'll make one for A10 News Media Group. I don't do Cash App.
Well, shit, you can send it straight too. I like it through in my hand anyway.
So if you do Zelle is my phone number.
Can you hear it now?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
That's wonderful. So I want to apologize to you because I thought you were in the races of running, right? But so we didn't know that you were not. And so as it relates to the picture and not in a suit.
I was like, come on, man.
So I didn't see one, right, that had a suit, right? But that picture, I was like, oh, that's a really nice picture. So I'm like, I don't use that picture. I thought it was a dope picture. I thought it was a nice picture. So just so you know.
It's all right. I'm like, come on, though. But it's cool. It's cool. But that's exactly how I'm like. I'm in the kitchen and I'm getting ready to start cooking, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking at the flyer because I tune into the show. I'm like, wait, that's me. Like, wait a minute. Like, that's me.
Okay. So my bad.
No, it's okay.
So why aren't you running? Why was the rumor that you were running and now you're not? So what happened? Give us the sweet tea. Give us a good gallon of sweet tea.
No, I'm not even about, I'm not like that. I'm not gonna do all that. No, I'm just not running.
Okay. All right.
I'm just not running.
Oh, wait a minute. Listen, we playing matchmaker now. Becky Brown said, tell Mr. Clutch she's single. Hold on.
Wait a minute now.
Oh, I done turned into Cupid that girl.
I'm not.
Oh, Marcus said he not single. Dang. Okay. All right. So tell us, what is your take on the state rep race?
I think that we definitely have some people that are in the race that are definitely very passionate about what they want to do, and they definitely have a lot of good ideas. I'm definitely down with Rich in the zero water bill thing. I think that should have been highlighted in everybody, in everybody's campaign. But he definitely get the credit for that because he's been screaming that, for a long time. I'm not really one to bash anybody personally, you know what I mean? But the position is public. You know what I mean? Like we put these people, we don't necessarily put them, but we vote them into these positions because of what they say, what they tell us when they are running to get in these positions. And then when certain things aren't done, or at least portrayed, or at least look like they're being attempted, it's like, come on now, like we need somebody that's really gonna represent us.
Absolutely.
To the full. You know what I mean? Every day, not just on election year, every single day. They need to go to work because there are people here in Flint that are suffering every day. You know what I mean? So I don't feel that I don't really feel that what we got going on right now as far as representation at at the state level, and even we watch city council meetings, and sometimes it gets real frustrating. But even the administration, it's like somebody got to be the bigger person here. You know what I mean? And I know I watch every meeting, and sometimes I'm up to 3, sometimes 4 in the morning watching. But I'm right. I'm right, Tanya. I'm right with y'all. I'm watching. I'm every every Monday, Wednesday. I'm right there. But and I know there are certain people that make it difficult for them to do their job, and it's like every day, you know, I sympathize with, like, Ms. Burns and, Dr. Lewis and, even Quincy Murphy and, Miss Winfrey Carter. Like, they try, even they all try, even Mr. Mays, they all really want the same thing, but it's like, we got to go to work and get this work done.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just think that we need some strong representation, because if you don't know, the Trumpers are alive and well and working in Genesee County. They're alive and well and working at the state level. We got people that are really Republican Trumpers that are running as Democrats. And, I think that everybody needs to know that. And it needs to be said. It needs to be screamed at the highest peak, because we need to be aware of who's running. Excuse me. My bad, my phone, my daughter calling. I'm sorry.
No,
but we got to be aware. We got to be aware of what's going on around us, and it's happening right before us, right in front of our faces, in our county, in our city. You know what I mean? So it's a very important race. It's a gubernatorial race, so it's going to be a big turnout, because the governor race, everybody's running right now. So it's like imperative to get the word out that everybody needs to vote, and it's imperative to get the words out. I know that I was saying this when I ran for election before. I know John L. Allen Bay, he said he has the One Nation group, and they talk about who can vote, and there's a big myth that says that people with felonies can't vote, and I want to be say that right now on this show that that's not true.
Absolutely, it's not.
I want people to know that they want us to think that we can't vote if you have a scratch on your record. Like, that's not true. You know what I mean? So it's important to get that word out too. But as far as this election right here goes, we got to get somebody in there that's gonna scream for us. You know what I mean? We have to.
So I'm glad you said that. So with that being said, I kind of want to go back to I do want to go back to council, but right now, so as it relates to the state rep position, what would you make their top 3 action items be as a state rep? If for these people that are running right now, what should be their top? If it were you, what would be your top 3 action items?
As far as the needs in the city, we definitely need some support for our law enforcement, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, he hating. No, we need some safer streets out here. You know what I mean? Like, I saw the video the other day with the cop that rode past with the girls fighting, you know what I mean? And then I had, you got to look at yourself as a cop too. You know what I mean? It's like your two little pistols, and you roll it up to a scene with you and your partner, and it's 30, it's 30 people out there, and one dude standing on the car with a gun, so he ain't caring about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I probably would have rolled down the street too and called somebody and told me to come help. But I don't know. But I know we definitely need some support for our law enforcement. I know we definitely need we need this water situation finally taken care of. We need somebody to. Well, why are we still screaming about this water?
Why are we 8 years later? Why
are we still screaming about this water 8 years later? And if you really think about it, the current mayor was on city council when that switch was made. I believe he was advocating for that switch. You know what I mean? So I don't know why that's not even said at a little bit louder. And what I say, law enforcement, water, um, the human trafficking thing. That's pretty big in Genesee County. We got problems with our streets. They still messed up. And um, we got to get some economic development in here, and we got to get some businesses up on the north side, because it's well, not just the north side, all around the city, because I know you scream it all the time that the city is farther than downtown. And we got to get some people in here that's going to spend some money to make some money. You know what I mean? There was something on that the city council was speaking on the other day. They were talking about how can we stop the people from speeding and doing donuts up and down the streets, and stuff like that. And a question came up about, well, let's make a racetrack. I thought about that a couple of years ago, because I used to race myself. I used to be one of them people that be on the motorcycle speeding up and down the street. So we always would look for somewhere where we could go and race. Now, the problem with that is the people that are going to frequent this racetrack, if it gets built, ain't the same people that are doing donuts around on Cloud Road. You know what I'm saying? Like we can build a racetrack and that be one thing for economic development, because we got bikes on the bricks and back to the bricks, and people bring these cars that they spend all this money on just to come down here and just to sit them in the parking lot. Some of these people want to drive their cars, So I believe that if we built a drag racing strip, maybe over there on Chevy in the Hole, and we spent, we invested, some of them our dollars in some of that we could be able to make some money back and then build onto what we already have. For that would be just one thing, but you know what I mean? I don't know. We got to get something.
I agree. So it's funny that you said that, because a couple years ago, I was saying the same thing. I said, give them a place to race. If that's the case, give them a place to race. And I said, even if it's one of those things that you don't want to build something, maybe partner with somebody. Why couldn't you partner with them in Clio at that racetrack? Like, give them a place to race.
Well, the problem with that would be we want the money to be spent here in Flint. You know what I mean? Like the thing is, yeah, there's a racetrack out in Mount Morris. There is, but that's Mount Morris, and they get that money. We don't have anything in Flint that's going to bring revenue to Flint, and that's the thing. Like that.
But I was saying that as an alternative. Okay.
No, I understand. No, I definitely understand.
That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't we partner with them? So all of the money is not allocated to them. Like we'll get a piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to build it, but I am wholeheartedly in agreement with you to give them a place to race. So I know that people will say that, well, it's still going to be too loud. It's still going to be too noisy. Well, damn it, which one is it? Do you want them off the damn street to race, or do you want, what is it? We can't have everything. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants everything, right? But nobody's coming up with a solution. And anything that is brought to the table is getting swiped away, right? And I think that's unfortunate, but I think that's a great idea, and I think you should. And so my thing about bringing the revenue in is like, when people bringing in these businesses, where they going to live at? Where they gonna live at? So if we want them here and we want to bring it here and we want the census to come up, where are they gonna live at? I say all the time that I would love to move back in the city. Where am I live at? Where am I going to live? Like, what is going to be feasible for me to live in? So, the water's not clean. I don't want to take my kid there and the water not clean. She got asthma already. Hell, I don't want to give her something else, right?
Right.
I, as a child, had eczema really bad coming up. I don't want that to be a problem with my skin. My skin is sensitive as shit. It's so many things that I can't use. I can't do. Like, every time you see me, like, I will probably always smell the same, because I know that works for me, right? And it doesn't bother me. It's not breaking down my skin. It's just things like that. You're careful with things like that. I can't do that if it's not clean, right? But then I would like to be able to buy a house that's really nice. Like, I have a really nice house. Fireplace, up there, got 2 bathrooms. Like, I want to move into I want to be in a nice, I don't want one where I gotta put $1 million in just to get it up to where it's okay for me to live in, right? I want to be able to move into it, right? But I want to be able to be in a nicer place. I want a yard. I got 2 grandsons that like to go outside. We play outside all the time. Those are the things. And I feel like if we have those things and giving people something to be proud of, we will see blight go away. Right? We'll see crime go away, because now it's jobs, it's nice places to live, right? It's not these empty spaces where you can just throw a raggedy mattress or a couch you're not using no more type stuff, right? I think that that's the types of things that we need to do. But you know, because I say that all the time, like I work in Oregon, so I go to, you know, I go to Royal Oak or places like that, and they don't have any of those things because they have exactly what I'm talking about. It's so simple, yet it's so hard. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rich Jones said, "Fight for plants." Yes, I said fight because they are making agreements in other parts of Michigan, billion-dollar agreements. Well, I think we dropped the ball on that. Rich is already done. I work in one of those places where the work is already done. That should have been done on the back end. They dropped the ball on that. When they should have been having a seat at the table talking about that, they weren't, right? They didn't want to get no tax breaks or nothing like that. So they got skipped over, you know? So when you want to bring that back up, you want to go to the table now, they're going to tell you the same thing. Shit, you late. Fuck, you was there when we was doing it before.
Yeah. Right. No, I do think that I think it was Arthur or Rich. Somebody was saying, you know, that was one of the people that started talking about the healthcare for kids that are affected by the water should be, you know, free, you know, for universal across the board for life. Absolutely. You know, that's something that should have been advocated for at the state level. You know what I mean? Like advocated for, you know, negotiated into this contract that we getting duped over right now. You know, so I think that there were some people that were screaming, but we didn't have enough people that were screaming, and we didn't scream loud enough. You know, but it is what it is. You know, we're here now.
This question is for you, Mr. Clatt. It says the plan is not for the citizens to make decisions in Flint. Ask you, have you seen the master plan?
The plan is not for citizens to. Can you put that back up?
The plan is not for the citizens to make the decisions in Flint. Ask him, has he seen the master plan?
No, I haven't seen the master plan.
I saw it, like picking it up like this. That's something like this thick too, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what's in it, but I can probably guarantee you, because it was back in '53, that it ain't got shit to do with us.
What Lil just said.
Uptown development and other apartment building development. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And we don't have anybody, like you said, on the state. Shit, we don't have nobody on the local level fighting for that.
Yeah.
Any level, we don't have anybody on any level fighting for that.
Right. I mean, you got people that, well, you know, I guess mention and fight two different things. You know what I mean? So, you know, but you know, there are so many different things that we need here in Flint, and there's so many different, you know, people here that are suffering. You know, and I mean, like if you look at Flint, like if you go somewhere like, I don't know, same state, Grand Rapids, go somewhere like Grand Rapids. It's a vibrant, upcoming city. You know what I mean? Like, and you can see that there's money. They got big corporations that spend money there. You know what I mean? And then you come back to Flint, it's like you just step back in time.
Yes.
And then like when you go, I got a friend that applied for a job at the city, and he was like, "Man, I thought like I really had to come get a paper application." Like this was a couple years ago, and it's like some of the stuff, the hours at the city hall are, you know what I mean, they all messed up. You know what I mean?
Everything is so antiquated.
Like it's almost like they make it difficult for you if you got a job to pay your taxes and to come down there because they close at, you know, 3:30 or 4:00 or something early like that.
Right.
It's like the websites are slow. We just need to get our infrastructure up and building, you know, up and running up, you know, more in the 21st century. You know what I mean? Like our stuff is so, and I'm not talking bad about Flint because I love Flint. You know, I really do. I really love Flint. But good question. Let me ask you this. If you weren't from Flint, if you were from another city and somebody just told you that the mayor and the state representative of that city are married, the first thought that would come to your mind would probably be, they got some stuff moving and shaking in that city.
You would think.
You would think the first thing that come across your mind would say, they gotta be, you know, they don't have to
everything to that city.
They don't have to jump through no hoops. They don't have to go and all they gotta do is discuss this over dinner, and it's like, why we got to?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, so and I'm not bashing anybody. I want to put that out there. I'm not a personal person basher. But when you get into this lifestyle as a politician or community servant, public servant, whatever it is, you become a public figure, and that first word is public, meaning that people are going to look you up and Google you, and and do their research about you. So yeah, if you got some stuff in your background that ain't squeaky clean, it's going to come out. Trust me, I know it came out on me. You know what I mean? So and I was like, oh my God, my mama gonna get me, like for real, like.
You said Miss Britta ain't know that. Hold on.
I had to call my mama. I had to call my mom for M Live. Got it. Like, no, my mama gonna get me.
Right.
But it is what it is. It came out, and the crazy part about it is we live in a city to where after that came out, I actually got more support. You know what I mean? Like,
but you know what though, I can kind of understand that because
I can too.
Because people are in those same situations, and they're like,
exactly.
Hey, that ain't the worst thing that can happen. Hell,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Because had I seen that, and I did listen, because when I said I don't know anything, you heard me. You was on here, and I said, hey y'all, can y'all tell me what Michael Clark do? I don't know anything about him. So when I go to look you up, and that's the first fucking thing that come up, right? I'm like, damn, they ain't gonna tell me what he do. This the first thing they gonna come up. But as you see, I did not mention that one time because I don't think that's a thing. Like that's not a listen. And let me tell you. Let me just tell you about me. I done drove with no damn L's before. That shit high as hell. When they went, what's her fucking face put that thing in there? You had to pay that $500 to get your shit back. Hey, that fucked me up. I got 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna pay that. Or I'm gonna do this with my family, and I picked my family over that. I'm like, hey, they gonna have to get me how they get me. I've been there, right? I'm not. And I would tell that story to anybody. I did, but I listen. It was like this. I had to weigh it out. Which one was it gonna be? Get that? Like I didn't care about that. When I said that about you, I didn't care about that. But I was just like, I was disheartened though, because I'm like, damn, that's the first thing that's gonna come up about my man's. Like of all the things, like that's the first thing that's gonna come up. Then I got to digging a little bit later, and I seen a LinkedIn profile for you, and I seen that you had, and it was like teaching, and I'm like, oh okay, but it didn't say exactly what, and I'm like, well, goodness gracious, right? And I think that's the disheartening thing about that stuff for me. So with that being said, that's why I am more adamant about doing this platform, right? Because when I can say, hey, Michael Clark is running, Michael Clark does this, and this, because other than that, if you Google them, M Live's funky ass gonna bring up a damn traffic ticket or you getting pulled over on a motorcycle, right?
Yeah, yep.
I'm like 2014, I don't care about that.
And I'm just thinking back on how it happened. It was just, they treated me like I was just, man, like I just had, like I was El Nino, El Chapo or something, you know?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because it was just so much, and I was very disheartened about that. So as you see, I didn't even bring that up because I'm like, whatever. I move forward, because I don't drive my car looking in the rearview mirror the whole time. I don't think that's not relevant to me unless that's something that you continue to do. Like if I seen that and then they said, okay, it happened in 2014, then it happened in 16, then it happened in 20, then it happened in 22. Then I have a question like, Michael, what you doing, sir?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be straight up honest with you. I do. You know what I mean? Like, I do. I did. Like I got my driver's license now, and I still look like I still drive looking in the rear view, just like, as if I had my driver's license. You know what I mean? Like seriously, I got my license, and I still driving like, looking in the rear view.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like if it was a thing, like if I brought that up and I could see it like every year or every other year, then you would get on here with me, and I'd be like, well, Michael, listen, I was trying to advocate for you, sir, but you continue to get pulled over and this type of stuff happen. What's going on, sir? You need me to throw something in your cash app.
No. I mean, no, seriously, like if you, I'm not even one to lie. Like if you looked at my driving record, you will see that it's about this thick, and I got everything from racing to, everything, driving on suspended. Everything, I'm totally transparent about, because that's what I tell my students. I don't tell them be like me. I tell them be better than me, and I tell them this is what I had going on, and if you can go from this to this, you know what I mean. Just like what's his name, Judge Mathis. If he can go from the prison to the courthouse, you know what I mean. Like anything can happen. You know what I mean. So a little funky driving record, and and a gun charge, that's relatable to in Flint. You know what I mean. In Flint, we have people that don't have insurance right now. You know what I mean? Like they can't afford to have insurance because of yeah.
Yes. But that's the thing though, and you know what people sometimes what they fail to mention in there, because I'm sure if let's just for instance say I got pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little heavy with my foot. I can admit that, and I got pulled over, and they'll say that, and I'm sure they'll say she probably had a gun with her. She had this. I do have my CPO, and I probably do have it with me. However, that was the thing. Like I worked third shift for a long time. I was a single parent of 4 kids living in the house by myself. What do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But they won't mention that. They're not gonna say any of that, right? It's just gonna be a smear thing. So I wholeheartedly think that we need to advocate for each other, and we need to have platforms like this so we can tell our own stories.
There was one lady, and I cannot think of her name. I believe she's an AKA, and she was a reporter, and I want to say she was from Saginaw, that she was reaching out to advocate for me. It was me, Sean Crowdy, and I forget the other gentleman's name that were running it. They wrote the article about, and she did reach out, and I forget she was a reporter, or she was some type of but she interviewed me, and she reached out, and she really did advocate, and she wrote a nice article, in rebuttal, and I believe she wrote to M Live and asked them to take the article. I believe that she did.
See, we need more people like that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do more of that. Absolutely, we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, I don't mind, because if you want somebody to represent you, you want to know what they, I don't mind people.
Absolutely.
Want to know. You don't want to find out that that they've been trafficking kids for the past 30 years after you already elect them. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what they got going on in their background and vet them and see if that's who you want them to, to represent you. I believe that. I wasn't mad.
Yeah. Jaleel said you were El Chapo, first of all. And then he said Michael Clark went from the outhouse to the White House.
No, man. Man, I got you though, bro. You know what I'm talking about.
And this what I was gonna say, not to cut y'all off, because y'all having a beautiful conversation. I'd rather know somebody that did something. I don't want them how they get up to them politicians live, and like you said, you come find out they be some of the worstest people in the world. Like you got a judge down in Alabama, and I remember it got on the news because Shannon Sharp talked about it.
Yeah.
He had fought his wife. Remember, he had jumped on his wife. But he a judge, he making decisions. Should a person go to jail on these type of decisions?
You judging other people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And we got this going on. I'd rather know a person if all he did was had a drink, he got caught drunk driving. Hell, when I first got my license at 16, I lost him 90 days later. And didn't get them back till I was in my 20s.
Me too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And didn't get no ticket when I didn't have them. I got tickets when I got them back. And what you was talking about, that driver's responsibility act. If you go look at mine, all I ever had was no seatbelts. No seatbelts. But I didn't want to pay them. So I didn't gave driver responsibility fee. It was back in 03. Me and my cousin, I gave him, he gave him about 35. I think I gave him like 48. And I didn't have my license ever since.
I probably gave him about 35 myself. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I know. I don't know.
I'm gonna say that we gonna tell our story, somebody else will. Hey, mama. And Chris Caleb said they want y'all to have a dog. They want us to have a dog. They want us to do something. I don't know what they want us to do, but I know that we need to. We gotta have more dogs in the fight. Now, let me say that if they want to give me a dog, damn it, then my dog gonna be a fighter dog. Damn it, we go keep both dogs in the fight. That's what we need.
Of course. Of course. No, don't let me also put this out here. Is the black tax. I paid my shit. Yep. Yeah. So I forgot what I was about to say. The black tax that messed me up.
The black tax, yeah.
That messed me up.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know if this will jog your memory, but I said we need to have more dogs in the fight. If they want to give us a dog, then our dog gonna be a fighting dog. We got to have more dogs in the fight.
Of course,
that's the thing. You know, oftentimes we have so many things that we want to say negative, and we have so many, you know, this not happening, and F this and F that, and you know, I'm not supporting this and I'm not supporting that, as opposed to going to city council, taking your 3 minutes to say what you don't like. Hey, because if that's how you feel, go to city council and tell them, F y'all, y'all doing a terrible job. I'm sick of being up here to 3:30 in the morning. I'm sick of it. Hey, listen, because if I could have stayed a little longer and got about 3 minutes and I had to go get my baby, I'd been like, listen here.
yeah.
3:30 in the morning. I bring my black ass down here to sit here, and it's 9 o'clock, and I'm just not getting ready to get ready to say something. This is unacceptable. This is deplorable. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of energy we need to have. And I keep saying, like, y'all, let's go down there. Let's do it. And I think the 3 minutes is, listen, if that's all they're going to give us, that's fine. But I think that if that's the case, then everybody need to fill the seats, and we all need to take the 3 minutes. Because I feel like if they can make us listen to their foolishness to 3:30 in the morning, they can listen to all of us give our 3 minutes or whatever it is that we want to say.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely tune in from home because I've got a young son, and he got to be in bed by a certain time, so I'm not able to have but I definitely tune in.
I'm like ADD. You should see me in them seats. I ADD so bad, I be everywhere. If y'all hear some, that's me with candy wrappers and all kind of shit. Because I can't listen. I'll be all over the place, okay? And I'll be so stressed out. I'll be just trying to sit there, but I'll be so stressed out.
Yeah,
I'll be so stressed out.
Chris, I didn't run for city council, man. Honestly, man, you see city council, man. Like, I'm a pretty nice guy, but there's no, I ain't even gonna sit here in front like I can sit up there for that long and hold up to some of that foolishness. So it would be two fools up in there because I'm only gonna tolerate so much. And I applaud, I applaud, everybody for putting up with it. And I can feel that they want to say so much, but they are bound by these, by these laws not laws, but these things that don't allow them to really. Don't nobody want to go to jail? Well, not everybody don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people don't mind.
I was going to say you a lie because he put his hands out, said, "Take me to jail."
Right. I'm sitting here like, is he trying to do this?
Child, listen. You know, and that's my man, 100 grand. But I don't condone no foolishness. And I really truly felt like it was sage. Like I let me call these people and tell them, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And that's how it felt to me. So I was upset at that. I was upset. That whole meeting just had me upset. Let me just be clear about that. That whole damn meeting had me upset.
City council, it would. I really feel like if I was to do that, I felt that, and I'm just Mike Clack, I ain't nobody. I really felt like that would be political suicide for me.
Well, first of all, let me clear that up and let me say something to you, guys. You are somebody. Don't ever say that. I didn't mean. I don't even want you to put that negativity out in the universe. I don't know you, but I feel like you are somebody. So I'll get where you coming from, but you are somebody, God. Don't do that. You are.
Okay, well, I am somebody.
That's right, you are, and not that way, but you are. Listen, you have a voice, and you are a strong black man in this community. You were raised by strong black parents of this community that did things for this community, and I applaud you. Even though I don't know you, I applaud you at all of the works that you're doing for your nonprofit. You being a teacher, because these children need somebody to lead them. So to me, you are definitely somebody, and I appreciate you, God.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate it. I really forgot what I was about to say.
I'm sorry.
I really forgot what I was about to say.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you lose your train of thought. No, but we were talking about that. That you felt like they would have been political suicide for you to be in that race.
yeah. No, I'm really, really personally, I'm a nice guy,
Yeah.
but I do, I've got a side that I don't really like foolishness. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, and I really feel like that I would have been, by now at some point, it would have been, you know, and I'm sitting here. I remember the council meeting. And this is so funny because every single time I call, Councilman Mays, he answered the phone and he answers every question. I have nothing negative to say about him being, the smart. He's a very knowledgeable person about, about city politics and local government and stuff like that. Very knowledgeable. But I remember the city council meeting when he and what was his name? Ken Scott, when he was about to fight, and he was like, "You ain't about to go upside my head." Remember that? Hey, yo, you talking about weak? You talking about fell out in the chair, slid down the couch, and died 2 times? Yo,
listen, I totally understand where you coming from when you say you just had that side that don't tolerate that. Y'all seen me. That is such a light version of me when I get to that point, right? Like it's such a light version. My grandmother always say, "You better watch her. She got a mouth like an alligator." I do. Oh, wow. So my grandmother used to say that about me all the time. Watch it. She got a mouth like, don't say, watch how you talk to her. This is what, watch how you talk to her. She got a mouth like an alligator. I do. And I couldn't tolerate that. And I got those questions from Brenda Boyd, Ronde always, why you didn't run for council? Do y'all hear the way I come? Y'all mad at Eric Banks for saying hell? I be done said fuck all this shit and flipped all that shit over. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I do, just being, I'll say that, when Councilman Davis was there was sometimes when he was chairing the meeting that the meetings went kind of smooth, you know what I mean? Like, and I give him his props. I will give him his credit where, they did, some of the meetings did go kind of smooth and, and, but then again, there were other times where people just used that time to go down there and settle beefs and say what they wanted to say, where they, felt like they had the opportunity. And it's like, well, we over here on the other side, we expecting y'all to get, what's up with this budget? What's up with these, what's up with these, grants, and what's up with these, contracts? What's up with, what's going on? And we got.
You see Chris Kelly. You see
birds.
Chris Kelly trying to put us together. He said y'all two should run for office. Satara and Clark for office would be great.
Hey, I'll maybe in 2 years.
Maybe in a few. You know what? We got how many years we got? We got 4 more years before come up.
Maybe in 2 years we can do something.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm just sitting back.
Well,
see?
In 2 years, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it on the floor. I'm gonna put it on the floor. In 2 years, if Michael Clack come to me and he say, "All right, let's do something, let's run," I'll run with Michael Clack. There you go. I'm serious.
You bullshit.
No, I'm not. I'm dead ass.
Well, I'm telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm finna lower my standard. I'm finna lower my standard and run for office. Cause I'm too big for the office. I ain't really got time. But since they want it, I'm gonna give it to them. Cause I didn't want to run for office, but I know I'll do better. And don't laugh at me. Put something on my books. I might be going to jail later on. Because I'm gonna do something to help the people. Because I'm gonna tell you what I've been and flip the table over, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. And this just what it is. When that administration would come down and couldn't answer no answers, and my mouth, man, I'd have been told them, man, take your ass back until you get the shit that I need.
No, I wouldn't. You know that's me.
I'm telling you what I would do. Like
now that I'm referring to.
Yeah, and like. When Tanya Burns called him, I'm gonna keep saying that about what is it, Raul? About Raul when Tanya handled his ass when he's like, no, he quit, no, he was fired. You know what I'd have told him? Now this is what I'm talking about. You're lying. See, I'd have came out and called him a liar and this my thing with Quincy. Man, Quincy, that's our grandparents, our cousins, I think. I've been told that. And this where I be mad with him about. You shouldn't have got mad at Tanya gonna make an outburst and left. Let's get down to the contract. And with Roe, that's what I'm saying, giving Roe that money.
Yep.
Didn't the city sue Roe?
I don't want to say yeah or nay. I don't know.
Okay, well they gave him some money though. But that's what I'm saying. You couldn't give W.T. Stevens their money. That's what I'm saying. See, I would have lost it and cussed every. Oh, Chris Callum said they did. Well, allegedly. Let's just say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Because we can't lose the channel. We're on the chilling circuit, Mike. I'm trying to keep this little thing together we got going.
Look at it.
That's what we gonna come up. Believe me, we coming up. But that's what I'm saying. See, when they would be playing, that's my only thing. What I be saying with, and this is till don't get me wrong. I love to pick on Liddell. You know what I'm saying. But this is my thing when administration, and we talk about millions of dollars. These people is dictating what's going on with the lives of the community in Flint. As far as garbage pickup, water not clean, people still bathing in that. Yep. You couldn't come down here and not have no budget together. Oh, I gotta send you a letter. Do you know if the mayor told me I gotta write the question for him, can go over it, for he can come back and can have a better answer for it? You know what I'll be telling them? Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out my face, man, I'll subpoena all you sons of bitches. Allegedly, and I'm just saying, I'm just telling you how I be at the administration. And then if I couldn't get 6 counterparts, 5 other ones to vote with me, I'll be cussing them out and say they all on the pay. They all on the payroll. I'll be throwing allegedly they getting paid from these companies. And I'm done.
You know, Mickey, you and I talked about that because I was so hot at that. I'm in there and I'm sitting back there. I turn around, Mickey sitting behind me. I said, what the fuck is this? Is this what we doing? I was so heated in there. See, that's how I'm like, I know they would on my dad and said, come get her. Take her across the street. Because she cutting up. Because what do you mean you can't answer this? And what do you mean? See, but I've been having a problem with that whole write this down what you want to talk to us about anyway. When he was having them little forums at the Bursting and all them other places, and you couldn't get up and ask him no question. You had to write it down on a piece of paper, and then they
give you a head start. We got to give you a cheat sheet. You don't know what's going on every day,
right? That's what but remember I said that last week. I said, y'all ride through the city. And you want to come and have a photo op at Burtston, but you got to ride through this terrible ass city and you act like you don't see it. What? You got horse blinders on? How do you not see it? I don't even understand that. Because if you're riding down Saginaw Street, you look up Dayton, all of those, you look up any of those streets, you look up Taylor. None of them. Man, Taylor don't even hardly have no houses on it no more. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Jackson, one corner of Jackson, I think Melita, the only house right there now still. This is what I'm saying. And then my problem is, Michael, is that they love to get up and say, well, I grew up in the city. I grew up over there on Marshall. I grew up over there on Carton. I grew up over there on here. I don't give a fuck what you doing right now. And if my parents still live there or this and that, that's so you want your parents and your family to continue to looking at this shit? Really? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you right now, my mother and my grandmother, where they lived there, I wouldn't want them looking at that. I wouldn't want them there. I would be doing everything I could to make sure that where they lived at and what was around them was okay. Where my grandparents and my mama stay right now is where we lived our whole life. And I still got friends on that block. And even though I don't live there, my friends, they'll call me. They'll be like, hey, you know, somebody new moved such and such. You know who that is? I'm like, no, hey, let me know what's happening. You know, my mama live right there next door. Make sure everything's shaking straight. Let me know if I got up. That's the energy we need to be having for everybody in every community, right? We got to be making it safe. So and that's the thing, like, I feel like the urban peace corps and man up peacekeepers and places like that and those things like that, we should have those people in place to fill in the gaps where we don't have the police and stuff at for the conflict resolution and things like that, because those people are in the streets. They from the streets and they can meet those people where they are. We need to be doing stuff like that because y'all want it safe. We got to come up with alternative ways as well. If you're saying we don't have enough police officers, then what's the alternative? We got to have an alternative way.
I think this is just me, and people get mad because and I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't do it. I'm just gonna put it up. I wouldn't. Why's the echo?
I don't know. But I get why you wouldn't do it. But that's not everybody's ministry. But it's some that
No. I'm talking as far as like being a police officer. I think we need to recruit. We need to have police officers from the community policing thing is real. You know what I mean?
Like you might need, you got something open out, you might have need to come out and come back in.
Oh, I don't know. It was fine just a minute ago. What happened?
How about now?
You good now?
Okay. All right. So look. So I just remember, you know, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 1980. I just turned 42 a couple weeks ago. So I remember that we had programs called DARE. You know, program. Remember that DARE to keep a kid off drugs? Remember that? Okay. Well, remember they had, if you see somebody with a DARE bumper sticker, you're supposed to be able to go to them and, you know, be safe, feel like they are, you know, a safe haven to get away from whatever drug dealer or whatever problem got going on. So I think I wouldn't be a police officer. Let me just say that first. You know what I'm saying? But I think that we need to push police officers into our young men, because we need that, instead of giving everybody, you know, how do I want to say this? Every single crime doesn't need to be addressed as far as being you know, going down to jail. You know what I mean? Like, my point being, if you know little Johnny and you're a police officer and you know you have a relationship with little Johnny's mom, you can take little Johnny home and explain to little Johnny's mom that little Johnny was skipping school and, you know, drawing graffiti on his building instead of taking him down to the jail and giving Johnny a record and starting off his criminal record when he's in the 5th, 6th grade. You know what I mean? So I believe that we need to have police officers that are from here. You know, we need to push that. You know, we need to push that harder, because if we got people that are from here, we're more likely to know who's committing the crimes and, you know, what's going on.
So I said that like a couple shows ago. I said, what happened to that? Why don't we go back to, you can't police in this city if you don't live in it? If you're not from it, you can't police in it. And I feel like that could bridge so many gaps. Yeah. So many. And then also, I feel like they feel like your record has to be like squeaky clean in order for you to do that. I'd rather have a criminal policing. They know they gonna know how to talk to you. They gonna know the places to go. They gonna know where to look. They gonna know where to post up at. They know all of that stuff. And I think
they're more likely to get more information. You know what I mean? Like, if you know, and let me just say, I ain't no snitch or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? In certain situations, if you got a police officer that's from the hood and he know what's going on and he know possibly who killed somebody or trafficking these little girls or, you know, whatever they got going on, he more likely to get some more information from somebody than you know, no, you know, I'm not a racist, but some white dude that's from Mackinac City somewhere coming down here that don't care nothing about Flint, and all he knows is to do his job and arrest somebody and take him down and book him, hook him, you know, and get him arrested. You know, this guy doesn't care because he's not from here. He ain't gotta, you know, walk up and down these streets and go to these schools and drink this messed up water and do all that. He can go right back to
nothing about our struggle, nothing about our life.
You know, so that's and again, let me say, because it wouldn't be me, but I think we need to push that. I still remember my DARE officer, Officer Yancey. You know what I mean? Officer Yancey, I remember that. And some of the stuff that he taught us, you know what I mean? Just, it was, you know, it was real, it was dope, but we don't even have that anymore.
I remember when I was at Beecher, Officer Greenhill was the same way. He would come and he would grab us and he'd put us in there. He'd be like, listen, straighten up, cut up. You don't want to go nowhere. He was, and it was a couple of them, but those were the things and we needed that, but they was right there all the time. They knew what was going on. They knew us from back then and where we stayed at, knew our parents. I remember one time, y'all listen, my mama on here, right? So my mama on here, she gonna know that I'm telling the truth about that. She probably gonna be mad I'm telling y'all this. I went to a dance one time, right? My mama fell asleep or something, but her ass ain't picked me up. I'm damn, where my mama at? She was. I'm like, Green Hill, like, where your mama at? She always on time. I'm like, I don't know. And he was like, come on, I'm gonna take you home. I'm like, all right. I was like, can you put me in the back? He like, what? I'm like, put me in the back, turn the lights on, take me to the house. My mama came out that house ready to kill me. I'm like, it's your fault, lady. You left me.
Yeah.
But we had cool ones like that would do stuff like that. He got, come on, let me take you home. You're not about to go home walk by yourself in the dark. You see my mama, that's her right there talking some oops. See her ass left me at the damn bed.
You from Beecher?
Yeah, but we need more like that, and I feel that way. And I feel like if we have them, and you are from the city where you police, that we can bridge those gaps.
Do you know who? I know it's some people out here that went to Northern. They definitely know who Officer Crosland is.
I'm sure they do.
Okay,
you know me because you went to the Northern.
If you went to Northern anytime in the 90s, I don't know, 80s, 90s, maybe. I know Crosland he was one of them dudes that he ain't mess around. You know what I mean? And then I think they had, I believe it was Mayfield that was over at Northern. I went to Southwestern. We had what was his name? Officer. Oh my God.
Oh, there's a bunch of people that knew him. My mama knew him. Bo knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all knew.
Yeah. So I mean, and he was just one of them people. I didn't even go to Northern till my senior year, but for math and science. But we all knew, hey, when Crosland there, when he say move, you move it. You know what I'm saying? Like when he say move, you move it, and it wasn't no if, ands, questions, thoughts, or none of that. You just move it. You know what I mean? So it is like, how do we know that? Because he showed you. He made an example out of somebody, and everybody saw it. You know what I'm saying? And it got back to the hood, and even the dudes from the hood know when Crosby say move, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. But we gotta have, and let me say again, it would not be me, but you know what I'm saying? Like a police officer, they gotta be from our hood. They gotta be from Flint, or maybe not from our hood, but they gotta be from the hood. Saginaw, somewhere where it's people at Pontiac, there's people like us. Because it don't matter what city it is. We are the same city. You know what I mean? Like, and because if we really, most people, if they could afford to move out, they'd have been gone.
Well, I think that, and you're right, and I think that that's the problem, because then we get those people that are from those suburbs and those really nice areas, and those gated communities, and they're coming to policing, and they're nervous as hell. Now they're scared as hell, and anytime you jump, and I could just be like, damn, and you ready to arrest me? Shit, I'll be knocked on the guy. You be knock my damn head off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just things like that, and or just inflections on where we put things, right? When we have that conversation, just the inflection on where we put it, they will see that as being disrespectful, where it's just passionate or whatever, or that's just the way we talk. Because I can guarantee you that I'm gonna have to write a note if I get pulled over, because they gonna be like, they go arrest the shit out of me, right? I'm just saying, it's just in certain situations and certain things like that, we just know who we can and can't talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need to, it's just so many things, Michael, it's just so many things. Like, I'm sure we could go from A to Z on all the things that we need in that. But I just feel like we have to start somewhere, and we have to have the right representation to get some of these things in motion. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the problem. We don't have the right representation. We don't have the right leadership in place in order to get some of these things in motion. And that's a problem for me, right? Yeah. And so when I have those problems, and I say that, and I know oftentimes some of the people that are backing some of those other people, like I know some of the people that are still like backing Neely and Neely's camp. Listen, I'm not attacking him on his character and who he is as a person, but I am attacking his work ethic, and it fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. I'm not attacking Cynthia Neely on her person, because she is a very, very nice lady. Let me make that clear. I really like her as a person. She's a very, very nice lady. But her work ethic fucking sucks. You are not there. City council, y'all tell me, y'all don't say. There was somebody in the chat the other day and say, you only say something about the black people. You don't say nothing about Eva Worth and all that. What the fuck am I going to say about Eva Worth? Hell, she ain't never at the meetings. I can't tell you nothing about her. Hell, I don't know how she votes. She ain't there. Yeah. So when I'm coming there, and when I'm coming, and what I'm seeing from where I started coming and seeing, these are the only people that I can call out is what I see. I can't do nothing no different, and I never speak on nothing I don't know nothing about. So if you talking about something I don't know nothing about, I'm gonna be so quiet about it, and I'm gonna let you have it. You got it, because I'm not gonna speak on it. I ain't about to be looking like no fool talking out my neck.
I want to cut you off, but I just cut in for this. When they said you ain't talking Eva Worthy, and it's not to get you in no trouble, Mike. This is me. This is the guy with no face right now. I can't attack Eva, Dennis, Judy, and Ali Hokenroder. They doing the work for their constituents.
That's right.
I'm only attacking the blacks that ain't doing for their constituent. I'm
You're
out.
absolutely right.
Yeah, no, and I will say, Tanya, she's, I'm not. Everybody has the same goal. Everybody really wants to do the right thing, but
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I said they should anyway.
They should, but and I, sometimes I'll be looking at Miss Burns like she really trying not to, you know what I'm saying? She, not to go all the way off, and I'll be looking at, and it's funny sometimes you can look at, Miss Winfrey Carter, she be trying to play it even and keep everything smooth. And it's like, even sometimes her facial expression be looking like, come on, cuz I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, I'm trying, y'all. You know what I mean? But just as a regular common citizen, I'm not here to bash nothing or anybody, but, we just gotta, like, people laugh, people laugh at us. People laugh at us. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, literally laugh at us. Literally laugh at our representation.
Around the country.
Yeah, no, we got people that like that's laughing at us, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy when you meet somebody, and they be like, "Hey, y'all get y'all water fixed yet?" You know what I mean? Right. And I was going through my Instagram the other day. I got pissed. I'm marching back in 2016, 15, 16 for water, and here it is. Here it is 7 years later. We still like, y'all ain't tired of our Woodson coming down here telling y'all what y'all need to do, who y'all need to talk to yet.
Why? But even more than that, why aren't you tired of talking about it? Why aren't you tired of hearing about it? Because I would be so tired of hearing about it. That's just like your son. If your son told you, Daddy, I want a DS. You're like, what? That's old. You don't need no DS. You got the Nintendo Switch and all that out. Yeah, but Daddy, I like the DS. I want a DS, right? All right, man. We'll see. Your son gonna keep, I want a DS. I want a DS. And at some point, you gonna either buy him that damn DS, or you gonna say, listen, I can't find one. I can't do this and I can't do that. And you gonna give him the why on why he can't have it or whatever, right? But we're not even getting a why. We're not even getting a why. We're not getting no explanation. We're not getting nothing. We're getting a lie that's saying, oh, well, it's better. Yeah, the situation is better. We're not in the situation that we were in before. Excuse me? Jaleel is still changing our filters. He put up a post today. Jaleel is still putting up a post today in these water filters that are so terrible. They're appalling. They are appalling. And then people are still complaining about the smells of their water and all of these things. And you still see them flushing them out and turning them on and flushing them out and all this stuff. It's still going on, y'all. And why aren't you tired of hearing about it? I would be so tired of hearing about it because let's be real. I'm tired of talking about it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'm tired of fucking talking about it. I'm tired of hearing Art say all of these things and saying we need a cancer cluster study, in which we do. I wholeheartedly support that. And I think that everybody should be tired of talking about it after 8 years. After 8 years, I'm sorry, what do you teach?
Social studies.
Social studies.
Yeah, I'm currently not working as a teacher right now, but that's what I've been doing for the past X amount of years. And even when I wasn't working as a teacher, I was still I did get out of the education. I was a behavioral specialist, and then even then, I think about what I've done as far as the water. I worked at Hamilton Community Health Network as a community health worker. As one of the first, I was on the first team of community health workers that Hamilton hired to go out and tell the community about the effects of the water. And what foods they could eat to kind of help combat the lead and the, stuff like that. We would go out and give people filters and, tell them like that. And that was back in 2016. And here we are still, you know what I mean? Like, so I mean, at the very least down in Lansing, we need to have somebody hollering every day. Like, look, we need some money to get this water thing done. You need to come on back and we need to see why this guy is not in jail for, actually, we need to start questioning the real question to the former city council / state rep / former, current mayor. Like, hey, dog, what's up? What were you thinking?
And why aren't we on Snyder's? Why aren't we on Snyder's ass more? Why aren't we talking about him? Because that sucker. Why are we not on him?
We ain't on nobody.
We not. But
everybody just
that's one that we need to be on. Like, why we not on him too? We need to be on all of them, but we definitely need to put him in the equation.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, a lot of, I don't want to say stuff, a lot of things in a lot of different situations that, you know, need to be addressed, you know, and seriously, we ain't even taken seriously though. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking, and this is, and I'm sorry, but remember when, what's his name? Larry Nassar, the doctor from Michigan State, when he was doing all that stuff with all them girls.
Yep.
White girls got more money. Didn't they get more money than what we got in the settlement?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is a whole city of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole city of people that's been affected. And I'm not, and don't misunderstand me by saying that I'm not being sensitive to what their situations were, because that's not the case here. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, they didn't go through hell or whatever their situation was with this person who, you know, locked up and doing whatever, you know, lifetimes, whatever. But it's people here that has died, that, you know, that have died off of this. You know, it's people here that have suffered, people hair falling out. And I bet you this. I bet you we still don't even know all of the illnesses and aches and pains and stuff that we getting. And can, you know, we probably, this stuff, you know, this 10 years ago, we still got 20, 30, 40, 50 years to live. Who knows what kind of cancer or kind of whatever that could come down the road from being, you know, being exposed to this stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
and what if it was this chemical imbalance that's still going on, that's making all these people going fucking nuts right now, and why we feel like we living in a purge? Because the last weekend it was like the goddamn purge.
Yeah.
And so I was ready. I'm like, I'm ready to hear the purge music at this point, because that's how it was working. But what if that's a thing? What if that it's from all of those children that it happened to that are now young adults now, but that's that chemical imbalance in them, and they can't think straight, they can't do nothing straight, and that's what's throwing them all off, because they are these kids crazy, like past life.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, because, you know, I feel like I can say it now because I'm not teaching, but you got to look at their parents though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't, you know, as a parent, you can't come to me and say, man, you a messed up parent, because I'm gonna tell you crazy, you know. But sometimes when you in a situation, especially when you're dealing with kids every day, you got to be like, where's your mama at? How are you able to do this? How? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know that your kid out here riding around waving guns all out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I call big bullshit on that, because it wasn't shit coming in my house I ain't know nothing about.
Of course, same here, and that's the same way when I was growing up. I remember, you know, and I know everybody didn't grow up like me, and I can't expect everybody to be, you know, to think like me. But I know that I wasn't going over nobody's house, and for damn sure wasn't spending the night if my mama didn't know your mama.
What? Listen to me. Because mama, hey, I'm like that right now. My daughter asked me going over somebody's house. I'm like, I don't know them people. But my mother was the same way. But I can tell you this though, my house was open to all of the children. And any of these kids that can come on here and tell you, my house was full of kids every day, all the time. Because and I knew where they were going, and their parents didn't have no problem with them coming to. This is exactly what I say. They're calling their asses. Such and such want to know, my baby want to know if they can come over here. I say, well, listen here. When your kid come over here, your kid is just like my kid. So if I pop their ass in the back of the head because they did something stupid, hey, you more than likely, if you're going to be mad, don't bring them over here. I cuss a lot. And if you don't want them over here, you want to hear that, then don't bring them over here. Nobody ever.
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 25.
Okay, so you grew up in the era where the lady down the street can whoop your ass then.
Yes.
You're exactly right. I remember riding my bike across Mr. Williams' yard. He told me, if you do it again, I'm gonna take my belt off. And I'm like, you go, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
I'm gonna take you home and let your mama know I did it, and then I'm guarantee you, Mr. and Mrs. Clack was gonna whoop your ass again.
Yes, ma'am. So, you know, and that even go back to community parenting, community policing. You know, it go hand in hand, because it's to the point where you better not say nothing to my kids,
man.
Even as a teacher, it's like you got to find a certain way to, you know, to discipline, you know, to chastise the kids, you know, to give them constructive criticism. You got to find a certain way, because there's certain kids, the parents tell them you ain't got to listen to them.
You know why? Because that kid 15 and their mama only 28.
I mean, situations happen.
Mama 30. That's crazy as hell.
Situations happen, and I don't want to be nobody's judge, but there are situations that do happen like that, and I've run across some weird, crazy situations because, I will say, I'm also a child safety advocate through Voices of Children, a CASA. So I deal with kids that are in the system, and that have some of the craziest life situations that they've had to go through. And sometimes, when you hear some of these stories, about these kids, it make you think like, man, like, is this, how could one human do this to another human, let alone your mom or your dad do it to their child? You know what I mean? So it's, it's a weird, it's a crazy world out here.
Absolutely. But that's why I think that supporting nonprofits like yours and supporting now, Tanya Burns, if you can put that up for me in the chat, the House of Esther, bringing that back to help these young ladies that are having children, young ladies and really young ladies that are having children that she talked about before, that we have to get on board as communities, as a community, and as Black people, and as older parents and younger parents and all of that, and to support these children and support organizations like that. And not even only supporting those organizations, but when you see it on the street, don't not say nothing. Help them.
Mm-hmm.
Some advice or whatever. Sometimes they need that. And here's the thing, that if you approach them with love, they will receive it. That's the whole thing. But if you approach them in a place of judgment and just all kind of foolishness, then they're not. But if you approach them in a place of love, they will receive it. And that's what we need to do. We need to start approaching these people in a place of love. Not even only young people, but older people too. Because there's some older people that they are just stuck in their ways. They don't want to hear you or whatever. But we have to approach them in love too. And that's what we need to do. We're not loving each other enough out here.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but this is another thing that I always, I believe that I think I've said it a few times in front of a couple of different groups of people. We really need to watch what we put into our kids, what they listen to and what they watch. You know what I mean? Because, I don't want to get all extra religious because I'm not the most outright religious person, but I did, I did grow up in the church, and I go to church here and there from time to time. And I do know that Satan was an angel at one point in time, correct? Okay. What was Satan's job? He was an angel of what? Music, entertainment, something along those lines? Right. And so, right or wrong, can you not listen to a song to put you in a particular mood? You can't sit there and listen to Happy Feelings and want to go on your way to go shoot somebody. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not listening to.
And if you do, you are some type of sociopath, baby.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm saying that to say that music and entertainment and media per se is so powerful. That it alters your mood, it drives what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people get up and they can't wait to get on Facebook. They can't wait to watch TV. They can't wait to watch Real Housewives or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's the media. They so consumed by other people's stuff or by what's going on. Not saying that it's wrong, right or wrong, but I'm saying that there's got to be some type of correlation between something and something else. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're listening to somebody, saying, F this other end, now I'm a down. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking I'm about to go out here and help this old lady cross the street.
Now, see, you just was going into a song that got played every night, and
I ain't gonna lie, I like it, and I listen to it from time to time.
But that was the one where, and if I heard that, I'd be like, all right, y'all, I'm out. Because I already knew what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's
not a joke. That's real shit. When you hear that, I'll be like, all right, y'all, I'm out. I'm out. Because I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you done had one too many, and somebody done seen somebody, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So, and you are absolutely right, because I when I am upset in some type of ways, then I have some particular music that I go to that'll get me right back together. And I go back right to my safety spot in my calm zone, right? And we all have that. Or then sometimes we play that music where we want to be turned all the way up. I be talking about break the knob off, right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Out music that's gonna help you get in your spot. So
driving music.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So so I just I just say that by if everybody's not religious and everybody but I do know that there was one angel that got cast out of a certain of heaven and banished to a certain place, and his job was something. And now people didn't stop listening to music and stop being entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like it went on from time to over time, and evolved into what we got going on now. You know. And I ain't gonna sit up here and be a hypocrite and act like I don't listen to, because I like Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay hip on what the kids are listening to, so I can know their lingo. I can know what they're saying. So I do listen to it, and some of it I happen to like, but I don't advocate for killing anybody, let alone a black man killing another black man. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that, because I had an argument with my daughter and some of her friends, because in that era I had about 17 different kids to tell me a different their definition of pushing P, and it pissed me off. I said, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna move past that one. And we gonna talk about something else. This one right here is driving me crazy. I still don't know the right thing to that. So moving forward, I get exactly.
Yeah, but at least when they say it, you know to put your antennas up. You know.
Yeah, I'm like pushing P. What we pushing? Wait,
what we pushing? Who pushing?
Oh, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I got 17 definitions. Some of them okay and some of them not okay.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So, you got to stay hip. You got to stay hip.
Absolutely.
You got to stay hip. So, yeah.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on and joining me. It was a pleasure to meet you. So now, Mr. Clack, we have to meet in person now, right? So,
right, of course.
You sit down. I like to eat. I'm a foodie, so we can come chop it up and talk about 2 years down the line if you want to. I meant that.
Hey, okay. I did too. In 2 years. So.
Right? Yeah, they keep asking. So I tried, whatever, but I do. I love the city. I love Black people. I love the city, and I want to see the city move forward. I think we need that. And I think we need more people that are like-minded to work together to a common goal, as opposed to the other foolishness that we keep seeing, right? So I think that's just the thing. And I mean, like, I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate even, because even little things help, right? So slow motion is better than no motion at all, right? So even if it's slow motion, we moving, right? But the problem is when we're not. So I have a problem with people that complain about certain things that they want to see, or certain things where they don't see people at. However, they don't have any emotion either, right? So that was kind of my deal with the whole organizations and things like that. As it relates to Black Lives Matter and things like that. I just know that they're moving. They're just not moving in the consistency that other people think that they should be moving, because it's a very small entity. It's very small, and they can't be everywhere and at all. But we need help. We need people's help, and we need the community's help, right? So when you look in the mirror and you say, hey, where was Black Lives Matter? Or, hey, where was Michael Clack? Or, hey, where was Satara? Please look in the mirror and say, where was I?
Where was I?
Where was I?
Yeah. Where was I? Real quick, let me put this. I told you the name of the nonprofit, but I didn't tell you the what and the why. Okay?
Please do.
Dearly Beloved and Cared For Incorporated is an individual and family-based service provider that will be giving assistance to victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse here in Flint, Genesee County. So when I mean assistance, my plan, I just got my, certificate from the state. So, I'm still going through the beginning stages. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Right. So, my plan is to have a 24-hour hotline number, and to have, all types of different job opportunities, and partner with different, groups and businesses around around the city, in the county. Partnered with all different types of, even Sheriff Swanson, he got the ghost team thing. I'm looking for partnerships with, with everybody, because I never knew until I started looking at how high the trafficking rate is here in Flint, and in Genesee County, and it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And something's got to be done. And I'm not saying that nothing's, there aren't different entities and organizations that are trying, but this is my contribution to, trying to help alleviate that issue. So my plan is to, partner with different people, even driving schools, because a lot of times, when a person being abused, they can't leave because they ain't got no skills. They don't have any, a driver's license. They don't have a job. They don't have a support system. So what I want to do is be that liaison, is be that support system in between they former life as being an abuser to being a productive citizen, and without they being abused. You know what I mean? So if that means they need help getting a driver's license, or they need help getting a job, or they need help writing a resume, or they need help finding a place to stay, or they need help, whatever the situation may be, that's the plan at Daily Beloved, is to help, the victims of DV and sexual abuse. That's what that is. So we'll be up and running here, sometime soon. I will be having a launch event, and definitely gonna be there. So
please make sure you keep me informed. Listen, I just want to say that that is great work that you are doing, and I wholeheartedly support that. And congratulations on your certificate, and congratulations on doing this great work for the city. I'm really super proud of you in doing that. And if there in any way, shape, form, or fashion that 810 News Media Group can help or be of assistance, or just show up because you need some butts in the seats, please let me know. Mickey and I will be more than happy to show up and support that in any way.
Of course.
So make sure that you reach out to us. And anytime you want to come on and you want to talk about what Mickey is a nut. Anytime you would like to come on and you have something that you want to share, you have some information, or you just want to talk about the work that you're doing because you have some stuff going on and you need some help with something, please don't hesitate to reach out. My telephone number is 810-447-3454. Call me anytime. I got you.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. I also have a podcast show that I do, called Inspiring Minds, that I just haven't been up there since, But yeah, I've got that. You see my little room. This is my little setup, So
yeah.
I got Inspiring Minds. So, we can partner with that. We can, I'm just willing to, I'm just trying to do a lot of, good work for the people of Flint. You know what I mean? Like I was lucky enough to have, be brought up by the parents that I was brought up by, and public service is very important to us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And helping people that are less fortunate is very important, and it's just my small contribution is what I'm, that's what I'm trying to do. And then hopefully this get up and running, we move on to something else, because I believe that young men, teenage boys are one of the, a target age group that are they're left out to dry a lot. Because if a mother becomes homeless and she's got a young man aged 14 years old, more than likely he can't get into a shelter with her. You know what I mean? So he doesn't. Where's he supposed to go? So there's so many different situations, especially here in Flint, dealing with these kids' family situations, and this demographic that we have that need help. And we need to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Absolutely. So don't hesitate to reach out to me anytime.
447. What now?
810-447-3454.
Okay. You should be getting a call real quick.
So anytime. Oh, I got you. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So anytime. So any closing words before we go out?
I just want to say that anything that I said today was not to bash anybody. It was not to talk anybody. I'm just a little old Mike. I got one little voice. I just say what I think, needs to be said and what's on my mind. I speak from the heart. I try to think before I speak, but sometimes, when you're very passionate about certain things that, you just say whatever comes to your mind. this is me. I'm able to find you can reach me I'm on Facebook, Michael Clack. I'm on Instagram, Michael Clack, Polo Man. That's me. That's kind of embarrassing. That's one of my Instagrams, but you can just, I'm easy to find. I'm always down to, help somebody do something, volunteer, whatever.
Well, I want to say that I appreciate you. If nobody else does, and it was a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad that we had an opportunity to meet each other. So hopefully soon we can get together and we can meet and we can partner up and we can do some things, and we can do, instead of one voice, it could be two voices, and we can be together and we can do this all together, right? Because that's what it's all about. Mickey, you got any closing words?
Yeah, I see Jaleel didn't like he didn't like my death row. He didn't like I said he don't want, he said, I'm looking for my pocket of media right now. He might be it, but I don't know if he can hop in them shoes. I'm looking for my Snoop Dogg. I'm looking for my dog pound. I got the Lady of Rage. Now let me quit playing.
Afro puffs, but
let me quit playing because I can't do no time like they got Suge up there doing 28. I'd have been told on everybody. You ain't finna just give me no time. Shit, I've been told on them.
Yeah, big. That's what you got to say to your closing words, Lord have mercy.
And no, you know what my closing words are? Council people, because I've been seeing things. A lot of them don't know me, Mr. Clack, because I don't show my face. But Quincy been pointing me out when I've been coming down there, so I don't know if he trying to get me lined up or not. But I'm gonna tell on your ass. I'm letting you know now, Quincy. I'm gonna tell on your ass. And I'm out.
Okay. Anyway, so again, thank you very much for coming on. I look forward to doing more things with you to come. And we're gonna see what happened in 2 years, right?
Hey, 2 years, man. And it's so funny. It's so funny that I was normally I'm nervous when I'm doing interviews. It's like, yeah, let me on. Where the there? Where the invite? So yeah, no, it's definitely.
I'm glad I made you feel comfortable enough to be that way, right? So that's
It's just me. It doesn't matter where I'm speaking. I always get nervous, but
Well, it was nice that you weren't this time, right?
So yeah.
So
anytime.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Not a problem.
So with that being said, everybody, thank you for coming on. Y'all know I love y'all for rocking with a player. Y'all rocked with me for like 2.5 hours today. So I appreciate you so much. Hold on. That's my niece, y'all. Hold on. I appreciate you all rocking with me. You are the best. Tell a friend to come and like, share, and subscribe, and come and see me at 810 News Media Group at Yo What's Poppin' every Friday at 6 o'clock. And then every once in a while, we'll come back and we'll do some things like this. We'll pop back in. I love you all. And mental health is so important. And y'all know it's super important to me. And I just want y'all to take some time out to relax, relate, release. If you got to get away from everybody and just get back and go listen to some Frankie Beverly and Maze and just chill out, do that, right? Whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable to get you back in the safe space that you need to be to resume in this crazy world, please do that. It's no harm in seeing somebody. So there's no shame in seeing somebody. And with that being said, don't forget Rising Star every Saturday has a mental health things that's going on. 502 West Flint Park Boulevard. Please go and see them on Saturdays. Reverend Devontae Powell of Rising Star will be there for you with your needs. And I'm sure that if he can't help you, he will point you in the right direction. Also, Mr. Michael Clack, see, he's got some things going on. And if he can bridge the gap in between some things that you need, please don't hesitate to reach out to him. Again, I love you all. I thank you all. Come back and see me on Friday. And y'all enjoy this wonderful night. Peace.